4-5-29 by 6 points over Collingwood. 3-5-23. Back to Football Park.
Where there's a brawl on before they bounce the ball. Bounce the ball, it's underway. Get the action going. Damien Arnold wins the toss. The Bulldogs are going to the northern end of the ground. Healy has the ball at centre half forward. Almost gets it over towards McGowan. Glenelg come with their defenders. Strooper kicks the ball back into the centre of the ground. Picked up by Potter. Hand pass across towards Laird. Laird balks a player, then long off the left boot. Searching up there towards Conway. Conway has the ball knocked away from him. Is it a free kick? No, it is a free kick. But it doesn't go to Conway. It goes to Simon Angove for over the shoulder from the Bulldog. The ball's with Visca. Hand pass ends up with him. He goes back towards McGuinness. So Glenelg have the ball back into the centre square. This time it's Angove working hard early. Stab pass towards centre half forward, looking for West. The opponent, Harada, is strong. Ball onto the ground. It spills towards Centrals. They have the ball on the way down the grandstand. Wing goes Healy, and he passes superbly to Simon Lewis Malcolm, left half forward.
Yes, and the Bulldogs are away. They're going into the slight breeze up to the lake end of the ground in the first quarter. Wakeland had a chance to trap the ball, but it spilled away from him and rolls over the line for a throw-in the left forward pocket. So the game is underway. This is round 22 in the competition. And Central District on top of the heap at the moment with 14.5 wins. Would want to nail another one here today and give themselves a little bit of a gallop around this Football Park Stadium. A stadium that they'll see quite a lot of in September. And they'll be hoping to see it in October too when the grand finals played. The ball goes up into that full forward zone about 20 metres out from the northern goal. Wakeland gathers, hand pass to Lewis. Lewis is tackled, but he breaks the tackle. The ball is knocked away from Schwert. It runs though for Potter. Brilliantly done just inside 50. Needs a hand pass, couldn't get it. Play goes on, good umpiring. But now the umpire blows the whistle and will come in and take a bounce inside the attacking 50 for the Bulldogs. They're going up to the lake end of the ground. Nick Chigwidden, the Glenelg captain, playing his 200th game for the Glenelg Football Club this afternoon, has won the toss and sent the Tigers kicking with a slight breeze in the first quarter. A kick out of the pack there, and that was a very lazy kick coming out from Strooper. Gee, I couldn't work out what he was trying to do there. He kicked it out of play on the full. He got hold of the footy out of the pack and just sunk his boot into it, and it went sailing out over the line for a freebie to the Bulldogs. They come back in the game now. Here's Strooper trying to redeem himself. He's got up over the top of the pack to take a mark, and he's down in the back pocket. He's giving the hand pass off to Simon Hill, who returns to the Tiger lineup this afternoon. Hill puts the ball across for New Boy Moore. Off the half-back flank, brings it down ground in the general vicinity of centre wing, where the mark is taken by Ango for the Tigers. Well, they've had a lot of footy, Glenelg, but they haven't been able to get the ball beyond centre so far in almost 3 minutes of footy.
The ball's still on the grandstand wing, jammed on in the boot by Hallahan. Here's an opportunity for the Scripps player inside 50, gets a look at the goals, and does he convert? Yes, he does. Opening score for the Tigers comes from Justin Scripp. Took just over 2 minutes. In fact, 3 minutes. So I was late to pressing my stopwatch. Malcolm was correct. Looking at the scoreboard clock, it's just over 3 minutes. Glenelg has a goal. Central's yet to score. We'll go round the grounds in the Sandful, and we'll go to Lindsay Backman at the parade.
We played 4 minutes of this first quarter. Nord first on the board to Reid. He's got 1 goal. Nord a 1 goal. West Adelaide yet to score.
And at the Prospect Oval, we're still having 1 minute silence here, and the game hasn't yet commenced.
At the Adelaide Oval, it's a great pleasure of mine to be able to announce that Zerda in front. 1 straight goal, 6. The Eagles yet to score. We've played 3.5 minutes.
And in the AFL at the Western Oval, played 10 minutes into the second quarter. It's Footscray by just 6 points now over Melbourne. 3-4-22. Melbourne 2-4-16. At Waverley, St Kilda 8-6-54. 27-point leaders over Hawthorn at the 11-minute mark. 4-3-27. Cardinia Park, Geelong by 37 points now over Fremantle. 7-7-49. Fremantle 1-6-12. And it's a thriller at the MCG. Scores are all tied up. Essendon and Collingwood 4-5-29 apiece.
You're on News Talk 891, 5 a.m.
And back at Footy Park for the grandstand match of the day. Central District and Glenelg, Tigers first blood. The goal coming from Justin Scripps, and they're back in the game through Moore, but his kick wasn't good enough, and it's been marked by Big Arnold, but the umpire said it was touch. Play on. It's on the half-forward line for the Tigers, rolling onto the half-back line now for Central District. They try and bring the ball away to centre wing. Almost half-volley take there by McGuinness, the rover for the Bays. Out comes Reimers. His hand pass went straight to Glenelg's Hallahan. Rather Visca it was. The ball goes down now to be taken away for Central District. Out of the back pocket it comes, and out in the general direction of Healy from Harada on the half-back flank. but Healy was unable to mark, and there'll be a throw-in.
Glenelg look the sharper side at the moment. As you mentioned a while ago, they've had a fair bit of the play and just got the 1 goal on board.
Hallahan trying to kick out of the pack. The ball is taken by McGowan for the Bulldogs. Gives it across to Reimers, and away goes Reimers with a bit of a run through the centre of the ground. He's really gained some valuable meterage there. There was no pressure on him, so much so that he's got it down to Big Conway at centre half forward, who came charging out to take the mark. And Conway from just outside 50 puts it on its way. That's going pretty close up in the goal square. And the mark taken. No, the umpire says it's a free kick. And it's a free kick to McCulley. He was being held but not in possession. It looked as though Jared Cotton had taken the mark for Central District, but the free kick was there. The umpire's whistle was blowing before that mark was taken. So the big ruckman McCulley kicks the ball back into play. It comes out to be taken by Waugh, who gives the hand pass across to Hill. Takes a bounce, gives the hand pass over to Angove from the centre wing. Angove trying to set it up. Glenelg looking pretty sharp, but there's another turnover, and it goes straight to Potter, the ruck follower for the Bulldogs, who gets it out now to Pyman, who blasts away to centre wing, and the Bulldogs are good loose players running all over the place.
Player slips over at the vital moment, but the ball is with a series of hand pass. Ends up with Cook, who wheels around virtually between wing and half forward on the outer side. Central's going forward. The bump from Wakeland. Legal, says the umpire. He was from behind his opponent. He's tackled. The ball spills to Strooper, who's doing well in defence at the moment. Hand pass towards McGuinness. McGuinness has a bounce, runs through centre half back, straight down the ground, looking for West. Ball onto the ground. In goes West, favoured by the bounce. The smothering comes from the Bulldogs. They're almost getting in one another's way. It's Lee hand passing over towards Harada. Plays on the grandstand wing. In goes Wine. Read the ball off the pack superbly. Threads the ball along the boundary line towards half forward for Centrals. In go the Tiger defenders. They crunch Cook. Peter Green's there as well, over the boundary line down in front of us. Good to watch that action, Eric Freeman.
It's a fierce game at the moment. Both sides really putting everything in to this opening 5 minutes.
Glenelg 1 goal, 6 points. Central's yet to score. We've played 7 minutes of Football Park as we go round the grounds in the SANFL. We go to Lindsay Backman at the Norwood Oval.
We're at the 7-minute mark. Nord out of the blocks very quickly today. Nord at 2-2-14. West Adelaide yet to score.
And at Prospect, we're at the 3-minute mark, and North Adelaide are 1 behind. South Adelaide yet to score.
7.5 minutes in at the Adelaide Oval. Eagles up by a point. 1-1-7. Sturt 1 straight goal 6.
In the AFL at Western Oval, it's a close one now. Footscray 3-4-22 by just 4 points over Melbourne, 2-6-18. At Waverley, it's St Kilda 8-6-54 by 25 points over Hawthorn, 4-5-29. At Cardinia Park, Geelong leading by 43 points, 8-7-55. Fremantle 1-6-12. And at the MCG, Essendon by just 1 point, 4-6-30 over Collingwood, 4-5-29. Grandstand 8-9-1-5 and ABC Radio. Back to Football Park,
where the ball is up on the Glenelg half-forward flank, and good defensive work that time by Central District. Knocks the ball over the line. That was Ray Windsor. He played a slashing game last Saturday afternoon at the Elizabeth Oval, and he's in the action now to defend stoutly for Central District. There's a throw-in on the half-forward right position for the Tigers. In the ruck that time was Bartlett, trying to work the ball off the deck. Wasn't successful. Players all over the top of the footy, and the umpire to take a bounce. On the half-forward flank for Glenelg, who are kicking with the slight breeze, and there's only a very slight breeze. It's just wafting away to the scoreboard pocket here in this first quarter. Chigwitten with the run of the ball, tackled, and should be holding the ball. Yes, the umpire says that's against the Glenelg captain, playing his 200th game for the club this afternoon. The tackle from Reimers, the free kick to Reimers. Reimers kicking away in the general direction of Harada, who knocks the ball away from Bow. That was good work by Harada. In there is Cotton, working very hard. Now Rubinick getting the hand pass back to McGuinness. McGuinness from centre wing into centre half forward for West was good footy. West thought the hand pass off. Oh, he telegraphed that hand pass, then was tackled and dispossessed. The ball comes out to the side of the pack, taken by Lee. He can get the Bulldogs into attack again, where the mark has been taken by Lewis, and Lewis puts it out wide. And running hard at the footy that time was Stephen Schwert. And gee, that simple turnover there with James West should have put Glenelg into attack. And in the bat of an eye, the ball is up on the half-forward flank with Stephen Schwert for the Bulldogs. And what a magnificent pass through the centre of the ground to find Lewis. Now, there's a couple of real headaches there for Glenelg this afternoon. Lewis at centre half forward, and Conway further back onto that full forward line is going to pose. They're extremely tall players for Central District, and they're moving very sweetly, and they're going to cause the Glenelg defenders some problems this afternoon. But it's Stephen Schwert we watch for a goal, and this could be the first. They got the first score a moment ago from Conway, but Schwert's kick is on its way. He's away to the right just a little bit and through for a behind. The second score for Central District. So 2 points to the Bulldogs, 1 goal for Glenelg. It's 4 points the difference in favour of Glenelg in this first quarter.
Central will be looking for a return to form of Lewis today, because I thought he was outpointed by Sanford last week of North Adelaide, and he's looked good in the early stages.
Glenelg 1 goal, no behind, 6 points. Central's no goal, 2 behind, 2 points. The Tigers by 4 points. We've played 10 minutes at Football Park. The players on the outer wing, series of loose hand passes, and McGowan is hammered into the turf by Visca, giving Hallahan the opportunity to snap the ball off his boot over towards his teammate, and this is Justin Brooks, outside 50, left half forward, scoreboard side. He lines up the goals. It looks pretty good for the Tigers. Great kick from the former Sturt player. Second goal to the Tigers, and they lead the Bulldogs by 10 points. We've played almost 11 minutes at Football Park. Eric Freeman.
And that started right back at centre there when Mark Visca came in, and really that hip and shoulder, he's just getting a tap on the head there from Rowan War, but it was just that hip and shoulder which put McGowan out of it and allowed Glenelg to get possession of the ball.
ABC Grandstand Footy, match of the day. Central District, the top team, playing 7th place Glenelg as we come into the 22nd round of league football. 4 matches being played today, and we can check scores in those games. To the parade, Lindsay Backman.
We've played 12 minutes here at the parade, and it's Nord 2 goals for 16. West Adelaide yet to score.
And a prospect at the 7-minute mark. It's North Adelaide 2 points, South Adelaide yet to score.
11.5 minutes in at the Adelaide Oval. Eagles up by 2 points, 2-2-14. Sturt 2 straight 12.
In the AFL at the Western Oval, Melbourne have hit the front now, 2 points ahead at the 19-minute mark of the second quarter, 3-6-24. Footscray 3-4-22. Waverley short time ago, St Kilda leading Hawthorn by 25 points. Cardinia Park, Geelong lead Fremantle by 43 points. And at the MCG, Essendon over Collingwood by just 2 points.
You're on News Talk 891, 5 a.m.
And back at Football Park, the umpire bouncing the ball on the Bulldogs' half-forward line. Taken away, though, by Visca, giving the hand pass out there to Rubinick. Rubinick's kick coming down to centre field, knocked away from Lee by McGuinness. It comes out to Arnold, the big ruckman for Central District, who gets it out to Green. Green putting the ball up onto the half-forward line, knocked to the front of the pack, and Healy, whistle blowing, play on, though, the call this time. Healy running into that northern goal. He's put it on its way, but he's missed. And, in fact, it's been marked by Angove right near the behind post. And Angove grabs hold of the footy and gallops away out of defence. He gained some valuable meterage there as he got the ball out almost on the defensive 50, but he had nobody to kick it to. Now it's picked up. Well, there was about 4 Central District players out there, and McGowan was the man that picked it up. Then his kick was rather ragged. It went sailing out over the line on the full. And it's a freebie to the Tigers to be taken on the half-back flank. Glenelg 2 goals, Central District 2 points.
Wasted opportunity for Central. They had 3 players to 1 and then finished up putting the ball out of bounds on the full.
Plays on the outer side. The ball has been taken by Angove. He's been a busy player in the early stages for the Tigers. The ball goes down the outer side, but again it's a misdirected. It was meant for number 5 McCulley, but taken by 5 Reimers for Centrals. He puts the ball towards Wind in the centre square. Glenelg have the numbers. In goes McGuinness, but Lee's persisting. He has the ball knocked away by a determined Visca. Hand pass from Reimers to Lee was brilliant under pressure. Potter, the recipient of another hand pass towards centre half forward for Centrals. The ball spills over the back to Wakeland, runs around on the curve, gets a look at the goal and has missed. So Central still haven't opened their account in the goal scoring department. They've picked up 3 behinds. Glenelg have 2 goals, and at this stage of the match, Glenelg leads Centrals by 9 points. That should have been a goal, Fritzy.
Yes, I don't think it'll take long, though. They've got winners up forward now. Lewis at centre half forward there. Wakeland looks dangerous there at full forward. He's pretty mobile.
Yes, I think the Tigers have been revved up, and they're burning up a lot of energy at the moment, trying to impress themselves and their coach, no doubt, and their supporters. But one just gets the impression that that'll be short-lived, because Central District are just lurking around the place, waiting for things to settle down. Here's Reimers with the footy, giving it out to Laird. A Laird's hand pass should have been intercepted by Hallahan, and he crashes into his own teammate Rubinick. But Hallahan's good enough to get the ball away and gets it to the running player in Bartlett, who gets it down ground for the leap of Ottens, but he wasn't able to take the mark, and the ball spills over the line, and there'll be a throw-in the left forward pocket for the Glenelg side. Glenelg 2 goals, and the Central District just 3 points at the moment, so the Bulldogs more scoring shots against the slight breeze, but no goals yet, and that's a 9-point advantage to the Glenelg side.
Plays in the forward pocket for Glenelg on the outer side. Harada tackled too high by West. They're opposed to one another, and Brian Harada with the characteristic socks down. Hand pass over towards Lee, who was very noticeable with his pace a while ago as he raced through the centre square. He picks out Peter Green. Beautiful delivery off the beat by leading Peter Green. Goes back to Reimers, who comes towards the grandstand side, gets away from a determined tackle from Chigwidden, stabs the ball over towards Cook, picks it up brilliantly on the bounce, wheels around onto his left boot, pops it very high. Out comes Big Conway, gets front position, ball onto the ground through Ango's fist. In goes Wine, ball onto the ground. Great defence by the Tigers. Player boring in here, negating Jimmy Wine, just waiting for him to get up. That's Simon Heel, I think, coming down from the wing, because Wine had read that superbly. Well done, Simon Heel.
Yes, it kept them out for a goal then, but Huey Reimers had 6 possessions so far in defence.
Yes, he's playing brilliantly. A bounce about 40 metres out from the Bulldog goal front. Good hip and shoulder by Healy, allows the balls to spill loose. It's taken now by McGowan. Hand pass over the top to Healy. Had a shot a moment ago. Now he goes for the hand pass to Cook. Cook puts it on its way. Looks okay. Good snap by Cook. Oh, he's in very good form at the moment, Tim Cook. He's cherry ripe for the major round this year, as are a lot of other Central District players. So maybe this will be the year of the Bulldogs, Fritzy.
We don't see any better goals than that. That would feature in a Goal of the Year competition. It was a magnificent left foot shot. He was running away and deep. He was on the line when he took the shot and just curved around. So Central, we said they weren't far away from getting a goal. They've got there first.
Okay, comments there from Eric Freeman. 3 points the difference now. 1-3 for Central, trailing Glenelg 2 goals. Check scores in the other matches to Lindsay Backman.
17-minute mark, and Tony Modric just taking his first mark and kick, and it was right in front of me on the centre wing. It's Nord 2-5-17. They're leading West Adelaide, who are 1 behind.
And at the Prospect Oval, we're at the 12-minute mark, and North Adelaide are 2-3. Lay lead South Adelaide 1 behind.
7-point lead to the Eagles at the 17-minute mark at the Adelaide Oval. 3-3-21, Sturt 2-2-14.
In the AFL at the Western Oval, a very close game there. Footscray by just 2 points. 4-4-28 over Melbourne, 3-8-26. Getting close to half-time now. At Waverley, St Kilda by 18 points at the 25-minute mark, 9-7-61. Hawthorn 6-7-43. Cardinia Park, Geelong 8-7-55 by 37 points over Fremantle, 2-6-18. And at the MCG, it's Essendon by 8 points, 5-7-37 over Collingwood, 4-4-29. This is Grandstand, 891-5am and ABC Radio right around South Australia, Western New South Wales. Back to our match of the day at Football Park,
where Roy Laird has just taken a courageous mark and moved the ball down the outer wing for Centrals. They'll trail by 3 points. Opportunity for Cotter to move the ball along the outer side, but it was a throw, said the umpire. In fact, Jared Cotton, and the free kick will go to Glenelg on the outer side. Glenelg 2 goals, no behinds, 12 points. Centrals 1-3-9, play very close to the boundary line. Free kick has gone to Centrals. It's gone against Glenelg, and the player was held, and it'll go back to Reimers, that man of the moment. He's had another couple of touches, Fritzy, but I think that's about 8 for Hugh Reimers. A drop punt down the outer side, play on the outer wing at the moment. The fist of McCulley, the ball up and down virtually in the one spot. In goes Healy. The wingman's dropped across from the other wing at this stage, and he was very prominent in that clever goal by Tim Cook a moment ago.
Yes, he has played well there. He's played well for a number of weeks on that wing. He's got a lot of height, but Huey Reimers causing concern there to Glenelg, running out of defence.
18-minute mark, first quarter. Glenelg leading by 3 points, but Central District starting to settle down very nicely as the ball is knocked out to Cotton. Cotton kicks the ball up just beyond 50, but waiting for it. Strooper in defence for Glenelg and takes the chest mark. Strooper looking around at the options available to him. Short passes on to Angove. Angove just outside the defensive 50, putting the ball straight down the ground over the back. James West has taken a good mark. It was a good effort. Overhead mark by West. He's a long way out from the southern goal. He just gets the ball inside 50. Out comes Scripps, knocking the ball out in front. Schwert goes charging through. Chigwidden grabs hold of the footy, thumps it down ground. This could roll through for a score. It could be a goal. It's gone through. Was it touched? That's the big question. I don't think so. No, the umpire said all clear. And it's a goal to the Glenelg captain, Nick Chigwidden. And what's that give him? About 199.
197 there in the budget, so I guess that's 198. But I think in the paper they were talking about 198. So we'll go on the budget.
Absolutely.
Let's hope he can get 200 up. Wouldn't it be great? 200 goals and
200
games.
Yes, that sounds like a good script. Glenelg 3 goals, no behinds, 18 points. Central's 1-3-9. Often it doesn't happen that way in sport.
And that script is also playing number 13.
Thanks, Fritzy. Kicked the first goal for the Tigers. And meanwhile, back at the action, there's a free kick gone to Glenelg. It's gone to McCulley. As Chick Whidden said during the week, they started well, but when McCulley broke his hand, they seemed to lose their structure, then their confidence. But they're playing pretty well at the moment. Tigers, the ball was thrown out surely by Brooks. It's intercepted by Healy. Over towards Harada. Central's clear towards the grandstand side at half-back. Glenelg want to keep it in. Visca can't quite. Being pursued by McGowan. Now, that will be a key battle, Fritzy, between the two centremen, Visca against the very talented and in-form Ricky McGowan.
I think Visca's had the better of him at this stage.
Glenelg, 3 goals, no behinds, 18 points. Central's 1-3-9, 9 points in favour of the Bulldogs, and we've played 20 minutes of Football Park as we go round the grounds in the SANFL, and we go to Lindsay Backman at the Norwood Oval.
21-minute mark, Roger, and it's all Nord at the parade there. 28-point leaders, Nord are 4-5-29. West Adelaide have kicked 1 behind.
And at Prospect at the 16-minute mark, North Adelaide 2-3, lead South Adelaide 1-1.
20-minute mark at the Adelaide Oval, 19-point lead to the Eagles, 5-3-33, Sturt 2-2-14.
Now updating AFL, the half-time siren's just gone to the Western Oval, and Footscray kicked a goal just after the siren, 6-4-40 by 14 points now over Melbourne, 3-8-26. In the other games, close to half-time, short time ago, St Kilda leading Hawthorn by 18 points. Cardinia Park, Geelong over Fremantle by 37 points. And at the MCG, it's Essendon over Collingwood by 19 points. Now we'll check those half-time scores for you shortly. In the meantime, back to Football Park.
Well, we've just seen a goal go on the board to full forward Michael Wakeland for Central District to make it 3 points the difference. So it's 2 goals, 3 for Central District, trailing Glenelg 3 goals.
Yes, and Michael Wakeland receiving a 25-metre penalty then too. His opponent's trooper wouldn't come back on the mark, and the umpire quite severe there, and it brought him to within 25 metres. So, well, he might have missed from 45.
Well, 3 points the difference as the quarter wears on. We're heading for the 22-minute mark in the quarter. Of course, 25 minutes quarters here in the SANFL with extra time. Centre bounce, a thump by McCulley was as good as a kick. That travelled about 35 metres up in the general direction of the Glenelg half-forward line, where Hallahan was there, but he went tumbling to the ground, and the umpire decides the best way to sort this out is with a bounce, and that's exactly what he does. Between centre and half-forward line for Glenelg, knocked away by the Central District defenders. It goes out to Cotton, who tosses the ball across to Schwert, who gets it back to McGowan. McGowan from centre wing goes with a long attacking hand pass down to Cook. He'll do something with it. It's around on the left boot, and no real pressure there from Glenelg. Well, certainly not enough pressure on Cook that time. The ball goes over. McCulley, just in the nick of time, knocks the ball clear, but it's straight out to Lewis, who crashed out there with Bowe. Bowe pounces on the ball. Need to be careful doing that. Ooh, very lucky not to be penalised for holding the ball, because the ball was outside of his range, you might say. He dragged it under, and he was being tackled all in the one action, but no penalty. The umpires decided to bounce the ball, and that was very close to holding the ball, because he had every opportunity to knock the ball away. McGowan goes in again. After it, though, is War for Glenelg. He's being pursued by Green, and Green wins out, does well. Green popping the ball back, trying to get it over his left shoulder, but it's gone out of play on the full. And Rowan War, the Glenelg, no, it won't be on the full. It was touched, thank you, Fritzy. And there'll be a throw-in the right forward pocket for Central District. 3 goals for Glenelg, 2 goals, 3 for the Bulldogs.
Ball flicked over the back by Centrals, but it's only finds a Tiger and McGuinness. It clears towards the outer side. A sliding mark's been taken by Bartlett. Good effort, courageous effort, because Potter was looming and lurking coming down the ground. Bartlett onto the left boot, puts it very high towards half forward on the outer side. Lee leads in the race for the ball and takes a comfortable chest mark. He's marking Hallahan. Goes inboard to Conway. A lot of raps on Mark Conway, linking with Damien Arnold in the tall timber department for the Bulldogs. Potter's hand pass is loose. In goes McGowan. McGowan over towards Reimers. That's loose as well. Lurking is Hallahan. Picks it up on the outer wing. Way go the Tigers. Ball up towards the forward pocket. Scripps goes back and takes the mark. Left forward pocket. 40 metres out from goal. Scruffy Scripps. Socks down. Guernsey out. Hair flowing. But he's kicked a goal. And he's got the luminous green boots. Not all. Not totally. There's a bit of black in it. But he kicked the opening goal, and he did well to get back into that forward pocket and got away from his opponent in Pyman. So Scripps out near the scoreboard, which gives the Tigers a 3-point lead at the moment. Can he kick another goal for Glenelg with Scripps from an acute angle? Not bad off the boot. Looks good. Great kick by Justin Scripps. He has his second. And Glenelg are hanging on at this stage. You sense, Fritzy, that the Bulldogs are just starting to rev up the engine, but Glenelg playing well, and they lead by 9 points as we played 24 minutes in the opening term.
It's quite a high standard game too. Play going from end to end quite quickly and freely. And we found then that Justin Scripps in the right position at the right time, kicked accurately.
Yes, well, that could be the order of the day, isn't it? 4 goals without a miss, so the kicking has really kept Glenelg in this game. They've had less scoring shots than Central. Central have had 5 scoring shots for just 2 goals. But Glenelg hammering away with the slight advantage of the breeze in this first quarter. They've got a 9-point advantage. They'd be fairly happy with that. As the rucks go to it, Conway's up against McCulley this time. In there is Hallahan. He's wrestled to the ground, and the umpire will take a bounce.
We were critical of Glenelg last Sunday because they wouldn't go direct. They were going around the sides down at Peckerland. But today they seem to have rectified that situation and going straight through the centre half forward area.
McCulley and Conway, it comes to Wind. Wind gets the ball wide of the pack, but it runs out now to Bow. Bow will be taken on by Cotton, who was tackled. He wasn't in possession, and the free kick will go to Jared Cotton of Central District. And he'll take this from between centre and centre half forward. He's currently about 75 metres out from the northern goal. The kick from Cotton, he's down ground, he's looking for Wakeland. Up goes Wakeland, just virtually rucks the ball down, and it goes straight to Moore of the opposition, and his kick comes off the half back line, and it goes straight to Green for the Bulldogs, who can get them back into attack, and there are plenty of players there. Waiting back though, Hamilton kicking the ball very close to the line. Now it rolls over, and that'll result in a throw-in the left forward pocket for Central District. So this round 22 game, well into the first quarter now. We're heading for the 27-minute mark in the quarter. It's Central District trailing. Glenelg 4 goals and the Bulldogs 2 goals 3.
Boundary throwing forward pocket for Centrals, roving by Chigwidden. The smother comes from McGowan, working hard as Healy down from the wing. It's inside 50. It comes towards McGowan, very close to the boundary line. He turns around, gets away from Chigwidden and runs into a crunching tackle by Mark Visca. That wouldn't be pleasant, Fritzy.
Well, this is something that I reckon's been lacking in the Crows, and he's that type of player that every time he gets a go in the Crows, he flattens somebody.
Brilliant rucking by Strooper up in the air. Virtue took a mark and hand pass to a rover. Rowan Wars long ball back into the centre square for Glenelg. It's bouncing around, hammered forward by Glenelg towards centre half forward, taken by Lee. Hand pass to Reimers, almost a hospital pass, tackled by Conway's good Lee. Again butters up, recovers, hand pass to Potter, another one over towards Laird. Laird will need a Shepherd, he does, good Shepherd, as Laird puts the ball towards centre half forward for Centrals, and out comes Arnold and takes an easy mark. That was terrific football. They extricated themselves, Centrals, from a nasty situation, and suddenly Damien Arnold can bring Centrals within 3 points close to quarter time. In a moment around the grounds, from 55 metres out from Damien Arnold, he won't make the distance. They fly. McCulley heads towards the goal line, lurking as Cook. Well done, Hallahan, coming across his opponent and knocking it over the goal line for a behind. Glenelg leads Centrals by 8 points. We played 27.5 minutes at Football Park. We go round the grounds. We go round the grounds in round 22 of the SANFL. Lindsay Backman at the parade.
29-minute mark, and it's a 22-point lead to the Redlegs. Nord 4 goals 5, 29. West Adelaide 1 goal 1, 7.
A prospect at the 24-minute mark. It's North Adelaide by 14 points. North Adelaide 3-3 leads South Adelaide 1-1.
28 minutes in at the Adelaide Oval, and the Eagles have jumped out to a 31-point lead. 8-3-51. They lead the Double Blues 3-2-20.
In the AFL, it's half-time in all 4 matches now. The Western Oval, Footscray over Melbourne by 14 points at the main break. 6-4-40, Melbourne 3-8-26. At Waverley, at half-time, St Kilda leading Hawthorn by 12 points, 9-7-61, Hawthorn 7-7-49. Lowe's got 4 for the Saints, Dunstall's kick 4 for Hawthorn. At Cardinia Park, interesting one, Geelong 8-7-55 by 37 points over Fremantle, 2-6-18. Gary Ablett's kicked 4 goals for Geelong, however, he did go off in that quarter with a calf injury. Nobody knows if he's going to come back on as yet. And at the MCG, Essendon 7-9-51 by 14 points over Collingwood, 5-7-37. Back to Football Park,
Where another goal goes on the board for the Bulldogs, and Jim Wind is the man that kicked that goal, but it's still the advantage with Glenelg. 4 goals without a miss, and Centrals have kicked 3 goals 4.
Jimmy Wind has now kicked 23 goals. He's had really a tremendous performance to the Central side this year.
Haven't they got one too many, Malcolm? Because they kicked the behind, and it came back, and Wind had a shot for goal. Does he get both scores, Fritzy?
No, I've got them down as 3-4.
Yeah, just one. That's right. It was indicated by the goal umpire, but the bloke had blown the whistle. The field umpire had blown the whistle. 2 points the difference then, with the 24 playing 22 and Glenelg in front, and Glenelg with the slight breeze in the first quarter, although the more you look at that flag over there near the windsock, it would have you believe, Fritzy, that the breeze is blowing across the ground now, so there's not really a great advantage to either end.
Probably more just a light nor'westerly. Really is no favour of either end.
I think down on at ground level there wouldn't be much wind of a wind factor at all. Anyway, back they go into attack, do Central District onto the half-forward line, and now it's been socked over the line, and there'll be a throw-in at half-forward right for Central District. So we've had an entertaining first quarter here in the grandstand match of the day. Central District v Glenelg, and it is quarter time with the Tigers in front by 2 points. Glenelg 4 goals, no behinds, 24 points, leading Central District 3 goals for 22. A 2-point advantage to Glenelg here at the end of the first quarter on the grandstand match of the day.
And the goal scorers for Glenelg to quarter time, 2 to Justin Scripps, singles to Chigwidden and Brooks, while for Centrals, goal scorers Wind, Cook and Wakeland. Quarter time at Football Park, Glenelg 4 goals, no behinds, 24 points, leads Central Districts 3-4-22. The Tigers by 2 points. We go round the grounds and check the other venues. We go to Lindsay Backman at the parade.
Quarter time at Nord, and it's a 23-point lead to the Redlegs. Nord 4 goals, 6:30. They're leading West Adelaide 1 goal, 1-7. The goal scorers for Nord, Reed has 2, 1 to Smart and Prime, and for West Adelaide, their goal kicker is Chris Barrett. Nord 4-6, leading West 1-1 at quarter time.
3 minutes into the time on period at Prospect, and it's North Adelaide by 13 points. North Adelaide 3-3 leads South Adelaide 1-2. The goal kickers for North Adelaide, Bennett, Jeffries and Bamford have each kicked 1, and Harris has kicked 1 for South Adelaide. Not yet quarter time. North Adelaide 3-3, South Adelaide 1-2.
At the Adelaide Oval, we are playing still, 31.5 minutes in. The Eagles 10-3-63. Lead Sturt 3-2-20, a lead of 43 points. Goal kickers for the Eagles, Corville has 2, as does Morfitt and Nickel. The rest are singles, Neiman, King, Zilla and Pays. And for Sturt, all singles, Irvine, Waltham and Beecroft. So at the 32-minute mark of the first term, the Eagles 10-3-63, 43-point leaders over Sturt 3-2-20.
Thanks to James Brayshaw at the Adelaide Oval. Just check those other games at quarter time in just a moment. I think before we have... no, we'll have Fritzy Freeman before we have the news headlines. Eric, your best players in that opening quarter. The Tigers lead the top team, the Bulldogs, by 2 points.
Yes, I thought for Glenelg in that quarter, I thought that Visca was outstanding in the middle. I thought that his strong body work...
It's a minute to 3 in South Australia. You're listening to Grandstand 891 5am and ABC Radio. Our match of the day is at Football Park as we rejoin your Grandstand commentary team, Malcolm McDonald, Eric Freeman and Roger Wills.
Thanks, John Roman. Play just underway as you crossed and Centrals have gone forward. The mark's been taken by Simon Lewis outside 50 scoreboard side. He waits on the lead from Wakeland. The opponent has happened. And great mark by Michael Wakeland despite plenty of opposition from the experienced Paul Hamilton. So Wakeland on a fairly acute angle, no breeze to worry about, can put the Bulldogs in front in the early stages. We'll go around the grounds and we'll just check the scores of Prospect and the Adelaide Oval. Should be quarter time by now. We'll watch Michael Wakeland, who's kicked a goal late in the opening term. He was a star defender at the start of the season and now a very versatile player. Left half forward, 45 metres out. Acute angle for Wakeland. Wait on the goal umpire. He did a bit of work to his right. I think he's missed. He has. So it's 1 point Glenelg over Central's early stages of the second term at Football Park. We'll go around the grounds and we will go back to Lindsay Backman and go around the grounds in the Sandful.
We've been play's been underway for 1 minute. Godden has kicked a goal for West Adelaide. They now trail by 17 points. Norwood 4-6-30, West 2-1-13.
It's quarter time here at Prospect, and North Adelaide 3-3-21 leads South Adelaide 1-2-8. That's a margin of 13.
Here also quarter time at the Adelaide Oval, a 10-goal quarter to the Eagles, 10-3-63. They lead Sturt 3-3-21 by 42 points.
Thank you. And back here at Football Park, we see another mark taken by Michael Wakeland, and he really is starting to emerge, this young man, and he's got the ball in the left forward pocket, and there's a big chance here for Wakeland with the practice shot he had just a moment ago that he'll steer this one through, and for the first time in the game, the Bulldogs will hit the front. They've had 8 scoring shots to 4, and now this will be their 9th scoring shot. Will it be the second goal for Michael Wakeland? It's sliding across the face of the southern goal. So he's had a couple of practice shots there, Fritzy, but That's one aspect of his game, of course, the young man will have to work on.
Yes, well, he's kicked 1 goal, 3. And coming up to the finals, yes, this is an opportunity to just work it out, conditions and that, because he hasn't played a lot of games at full forward. And as you said, he's very, very versatile. They can throw him down to full back if required.
Well, that kick levelled the scores anyway. Bulldog fans, you'll be happy to know that. It didn't put Central District in front, but it's levelled the scores. Now, Ricky McGowan has taken the mark at the back of the packet. He puts the ball across, and the mark has been taken by Wind on the 50-metre line. They're loose men all over the place, and Central District have been doing this. And here's Wakeland again, just slipping into the hole, and he's taken the mark. And this time he's in the right forward pocket.
His third mark in 2 minutes and 40 seconds.
That's right. So maybe the third time lucky for Michael Wakeland. He's kicked 1 goal, 3 for the day so far. And this then to put Central District in front, one would think. It's on its way. It's hit the post. So he's not having a great lot of luck this afternoon. 1 goal, 4 for Michael Wakeland. Bulldog fans not overly happy with that. But they are in front by a point and going with the slight breeze. Well, we're saying that. It's more across the ground. But I think, if anything, if you were putting your money on it, your house on it, Fritzy, I think you'd say it's just slightly favouring the southern end.
Well, the kicks are going perhaps 10 metres, 15 metres further when they're kicking to the southern end.
Now, here they go again, the Bulldogs, through Potter, their ruck follower. He puts it on its way. Let it go. It'll go all the way. It has. Well, that could be the turning point in the game, because one just had the feeling that Central District were just settling down in that first quarter. That is their 11th scoring shot for the day, and in these calm conditions, it really is very poor kicking. 4 goals, 7 is the tally out of 11 scoring shots. They hit the front. They have a 7-point lead now after the Craig Potter goal.
Yeah, they're just starting to put the foot on the accelerator. 4 scoring shots inside 4 minutes of the second quarter, and I can see Nick Chigwitten out there really trying to rev Glenelg up here, because it has been a trait that they've fallen into this season. They really fall out of the game for a quarter.
Central's 4-7-31. Glenelg 4 goals, no behinds, 24 points, and the Bulldogs go forward again. They fly almost a mark to Conway. The crumbs to Heel, who's marking Cook. The ball just cleared away towards the outer side. The race is on. Healy against Moore. I think the boundary line will win out. They do, and they clash into one another. Healy went after Moore, and Rowan War makes a war of it as he wrestles with Healy. The boundary umpire throw it in, left half forward for Centrals. McCulley from behind flicks the ball over the back. And the free kick's been awarded to Chigwitten, held when not in possession by Jim Wine. So something starting to stir up, Fritzy.
Yes, and I don't think Rowan War should have been anywhere near that. And I think the umpire made a blue, and he should have awarded a free kick to Central District.
Simon Angove has the mark at the point of the square. Defensive end for Glenelg. He keeps it going down the grandstand side. The game's starting to rev up now as the fist of Harada puts the ball onto the ground, taken by Visca. Hand pass was meant for Brooks to be under pressure from Lee. Tackled by Harada. It spills to Bartlett. The Glenelg side inside 50. Ball over towards Scripps. Crumbs to Ottens. I think his first touch. Good hand pass to Hallahan. 30 metres out. He snaps. He's offline away to the right. A score to the Tigers. They trail the Bulldogs by 6 points. 5 minutes gone. And the grandstand match of the day in the second term at Football Park, and it's starting to pick up, Fritzy.
Yeah, some easy goals being missed today, and not under a lot of pressure then, Hallahan.
That's right, and the Glenelg side, a side of a young side, a side that's building. They're not putting enough pressure on their opponents. There's not enough one-on-one, not enough manning up, and too many times we see Central District with loose men all over the place as they start to create the loose man effect down the grandstand wing again. The mark has been taken by Huey Reimers. But had he got to his feet a little earlier, he had a loose man in Simon Lewis, and he puts the ball in that general direction. Lewis is bundled out of it. Good hip and shoulder. Sees the mark taken by the experienced Hamilton, who hands the ball off to Heel, and Simon Heel takes a run across the face of the southern goal, then stops and looks down ground for the big ruckman in McCulley. McCulley the hand pass onto his rover in McGuinness. McGuinness takes a bounce, and he's been urged to run through the centre of the ground. Wine to take him on, but good work that time by McGuinness. Got around the tackler, sends the ball onto the half-forward line. At the back, Harada. The ball is socket away from him. Picked up now and shot forward by Scripps. It could be a score. It curls around for Justin Scripps.
That's going to be a free kick here, Malcolm.
Thank you very much. The ball coming back for Justin Scripps to take a set shot at the goal. Didn't register a goal that time. He's kicked a couple already this afternoon, Justin Scripps. Now from this set shot, he's got a chance to bring up his third for the afternoon and level the scores again here in our grandstand match of the day at Footy Park. Currently, it's 4-7 to Central District and 4 goals 1 to Glenelg for a 6-point advantage to Central District. Now a straight kick here from Justin Scripps. The distance shouldn't be a problem for him. It's just a question of accuracy off the boot. With the left foot, it's on its way. It's going away to the right, but maybe it'll sneak through. It has. It's through for his third goal for the afternoon for the young man, Justin Scripps. And he's come into the league side this year. And as a matter of fact, he's playing just his 14th game for the Tigers this afternoon.
And we saw his first game down at the Bay. I forget who they played. I went into the presentations at the end of that day's play, and he received the match ball, as I think all first game players do for Glenelg. But he's really played well this season. That's his 25th goal in only his 14th game.
Scores level here in the grandstand match of the day. Glenelg 5-1-31, Central District 4-7-31. Scores in the other matches. Lindsay Backman at Norwood Oval.
We're at the 8-minute mark, and there's a goal to Norwood that makes them go to 6 goals, 7-30, 43. It was kicked by Kim Russell. West Adelaide are 3 goals, 2-20, and Tony Modder has just kicked his first goal for West Adelaide.
And at the Prospect Oval, we're at the 4-minute mark, and North Adelaide 3-3 leads South Adelaide 2-2.
At the Adelaide Oval, we've played 4.5 minutes, and the Eagles lead 10-5-65. They lead Sturt 3-3-21 by 44 points.
Back at Football Park, Glenelg 5-1-31, Central's 4-7-31. 8 minutes played in the second term. And the boundary throw in right half forward, Glenelg in attack. The two rucks go to it. Bartlett grabs the ball, does the roving as well, jams the ball under his boot, looking for Scripps, who traps the ball, keeps it in, weaves around close to the boundary line, picks out Chick Whidden. Chick Whidden takes the mark 30 metres out from goal. Tremendous football by Justin Scripps.
Yes, he's a left footer, and he got right round Pyman. I think there might be a move here. I think Pyman might come off the ground, and number 14 and Damien Hicks will come on.
Yes, he's the way that he just put the left arm up and dragged the ball down and skirted the boundary line, had a look, and Nick Chigwidden from a slight angle can kick his second goal. The Tigers will go back in front as Chigwidden puts it through for the Tigers. They're really challenging the top side at the moment. Glenelg going to miss the finals for just the second time in 12 years. A proud football club, and they're doing well at the moment as that change is made. Eric Freeman. Hicks on for Pyman. Give you the scoreboard. Glenelg are 6-1-37, Central's 4-7-31.
And Chigwidden, 199 goals. So I think he's odds on today to bring up his 200th goal, and that'll be a fitting result for him in his 200th game.
Yes, well, a 6-point advantage again to Glenelg. Good accurate kicking has kept them in the game. They've had 7 scoring shots for 6 goals. After the bounce at centre, the ball is rolled away. Taken, though, on the half-forward flank by Lewis. Up he goes, searching for the big man, Conway. They fall to the ground. The ball underneath the players, and the umpire coming in for a bounce. Glenelg leading 6-1 to Central District 4-7. 37 plays 31 on the grandstand match of the day here at Footy Park. We are 10 minutes into the second quarter. The end of the first quarter, Glenelg, after kicking very accurately, led by 2 points. Currently, they have a 6-point advantage. It's been a pretty close game throughout. Cotton's got the ball on the half-forward flank for the Bulldogs. Down ground he goes, looking for Wakelin. Wakelin was up and down, and he's infringed Hamilton. The advantage is paid to the Tigers as the ball is taken by Moore. He kicks away to the outer side. Brooks had the ball knocked away by Laird. It goes tumbling over the line in front of the scoreboard, and there'll be a throw-in. Now, this is on Central District's half-forward flank, with the Bulldogs kicking to the southern end goal in the first quarter. 6-1 though for Glenelg, 4 goals, 7 for Central District. The umpire throws the ball in. It's taken at the back by the Rover McGuinness for the Bays. He puts it up onto the wing, standing under the ball and taking a good mark. Across the half-back line was Arnold, the ruckman, sending the ball across to Reimers. Reimers now just on the defensive side of centre, getting the hand pass moving to Harada. They've got great understanding, the Central District players. Harada's kick goes down ground, just clearing the 50-metre line. Ball picked up by Heel. Heel getting the hand pass across, and the Tigers out of trouble momentarily, but the ball rolls over the line. There'll be a throw-in at half-forward right for Central District. So the Bulldogs going with the slight breeze in the second quarter, but they're trailing by a goal. Glenelg 6-1-37, leading Central District 4-7-31.
Boundary throw in right half forward and knocked away by Glenelg. Lurking as McGowan. Hand pass to his Tweedledum and Tweedledee and Potter. Back to McGowan, close to the boundary line. Right half forward, snaps the ball up towards the forward puck. Back goes Hill, supporting Hamilton, who steamed out, got front position ahead of Wakelin. Good defence, and the courage acknowledged by a couple of Glenelg players for Simon Hill, who's lined up at half-back today on the dangerous Tim Cook.
And he's playing well so far. Cook got away in the opening stages of the game, but Simon Hill's come right back.
Boundary throw in forward pocket for Centrals. In goes Trooper, rucking and roving. Hand pass from Rubinick over towards McGuinness, linking with Visca. Good play, the Tigers. Stab pass towards Bartlett, drops the mark, dropped his head at the vital moments. Crumbs to Arnold. Hand pass towards Reimers, who trapped the ball splendidly. Hand pass from Hicks. His first touch over towards Wine. Wine gets away from the attempt to tackle and puts it very high towards the forward pocket. It's 2-on-2. They fly. Who's got first position? The free kick's been awarded. Central's player thought was held when they're not in possession. In the wrestling going on. And big Mark Conway surely will kick a goal here for Centrals. He is a good talent, isn't he? He's strong and he's got good hands.
Yeah, I think he's going to be a valuable player in the finals if we get this type of weather. You've got that guy at 6'6.5", 6'7" up in front of the sticks, but the umpire missed the one there against Wakeland. He was being held right back out of it.
This to level the scores at Football Park. Mark Conway, 20 metres out, slide angle on. He hammers the ball through. It's all tied up at Football Park. It's a great game, the grandstand match of the day. 13 minutes gone. Glenelg 6-1-37. And Centrals are 5-7-37. As I mentioned, we've played 13 minutes in the second term. Let's go round the grounds at SNFL football. A beautiful day in Adelaide, round 22. And we go to Lindsay Backman at the parade.
And it is glorious at the parade too, Rog. At the 13-minute mark of the second quarter, 30-point lead to Norwood. They're 7-8-50. West Adelaide 3-2-20.
And a prospect at the 9-minute mark, it's North Adelaide by 7 points. North Adelaide are 3-4 and they lead South 2-3.
9.5 minutes in at the Adelaide Oval. The Eagles 11-5-71. 38-point leaders over Sturt 5-3-33.
In the AFL, 9 minutes into the third quarter at the Western Oval, a desperate game. Footscray 7-4-46 by 10 points over Melbourne 4-12-36. At Waverley, short time ago, St Kilda 10-7-67 by 12 points over Hawthorn 8-7-55. Cardinia Park, Gary Ablett not playing. He's off with a calf injury, but Geelong still very comfortable. 9-7-61 by 42 points over Fremantle 2-7-19. And at the MCG, it's Essendon 8-10-58 over Collingwood 6-7-43.
You're on News Talk 891, 5 a.m.
And back at Football Park, we have the scores level in the grandstand match of the day, but we're about to watch centreman Mark Visca for the Bays have a shot on the northern goal. He's directly in front. He's around about 25 metres out. He puts it straight through. That's a good kick by Mark Visca, the Crow player. And that keeps Glenelg in the game, and they have been all day. That's a 6-point advantage again to the Tigers as their 7th goal goes on the board. 7-1 for Glenelg and 5 goals, 7 for Central District.
Well, Mark Visca's played most of his games on a half-back flank, and maybe this is his position with Glenelg and maybe even in the Crows in the future, because his vigour there is... he's very a versatile player, and I think this is something they found out today, but it resulted from a great pass from Nick Tigwidden.
15-minute mark, second quarter on the grandstand match of the day. Central v Glenelg here at Footy Park. A 6-point advantage to the Tigers after the Mark Visca goal. The ball is bounced at centre. The ball goes up onto the half-forward line. Out hard for the footy this time was Reimers. He was tackled high. That was a very crude tackle on Reimers, and he'll take the free kick on the half-back flank for Central District. Reimers then to get the Bulldogs moving. They're trailing by a goal. Up it goes onto the half-forward line. Leading in the chase for the ball was Simon Lewis, just outside 50, but he places the ball beautifully down to the lead of Michael Wakeland, and he's had plenty of the footy on the forward line for Central District this afternoon, has Michael Wakeland. He's kicked 1 goal, 4, and he's had lots of shots in this second quarter, lots of practice shots. He'll kick from 40. And maybe he'll bring up his elusive second goal here this afternoon. He has. He's plonked that one, and that'll give him tremendous confidence. He led very stylishly that time, and he got a great pass from Simon Lewis. But there's the second goal to level the scores again. It's a fluctuating game here at Footy Park, and one side in front by a goal, then the other, then scores level, so on it goes.
It's a typical Glenelg Central game. They always seem to have the high-scoring games. Very open football, but... Central just looking a little bit better perhaps in attack at the moment, even though Wakeland's kicked 2-4. I think he's on the verge of perhaps getting a 7 or 8 goal bag here today.
Glenelg 7-1-43, Central 6-7-43. It's all tied up from the centre bounce. It's the Bulldogs going forward, but it's picked up beautifully by Hill as he threads the ball off his boot back into the centre square. Out comes West, a gutsy mark as he steamed right ahead, pops the hand pass over the Top to his teammate in Bow, who moves the ball towards the outer side. Out comes Ottens. Ball in front of him. He's got to Brooks with him. Onto his favoured left boot. He had a look, put it over towards Chigwidden. Wine gets in the way at centre half back for Centrals. Ball onto the ground. That's where Chigwidden goes. He's wrestled by a couple of Bulldog players. And there'll be a ball up at centre half forward for Glenelg. And Simon Hill, the dasher, out of half-back.
Yes, he is. And also Rowan War. He's really throwing his body in there today. Just Visca and Ward's fierce approach on the ball, I think, is rubbing off into some of their other players.
Glenelg 7-1-43. Centrals 6-7-43. 17 minutes gone in the second term at Football Park. It's level as we go round the grounds again. We go to Lindsay Backman at the Norwood Oval.
17-minute mark, Nord by 31 points. Nord 7-9-51. West Adelaide 3 goals to 20.
Prospect at the 13-minute mark, and it's North Adelaide by 7 points. North Adelaide 3-5 leads South Adelaide 2-4.
14 minutes in at the Adelaide Oval, and it is the Eagles by 44 points. 12-5-77. They lead Sturt 5-3-33.
In the AFL at the Western Oval, Melbourne having a bad kicking day, in particular Gary Lyon. He's kicked 2 goals 5. Melbourne 4-13-37, trailing Footscray by 10 points, 7-5-47. At Waverley a short time ago, it was St Kilda over Hawthorn by 11 points, 11-7-73. Hawthorn 9-8-62. Cardinia Park, Geelong by 48 points over Fremantle minus Gary Ablett, 11-7-73. Fremantle 3-7-25. And at the MCG, Essendon have kicked away slightly, 9-10-64 by 20 points over Collingwood, 6-8-44. This is Grandstand, 8-9-1-5 and ABC Radio. Back to Football Park,
where the scores locked together again, 43 points apiece as War takes the footy off the wing, kicks up onto the half-forward line for the Bays. Can they get another score here? Chigwidden running onto the ball at half-forward left, tosses the hand pass back, but it goes straight to the opposition. Conway grabs hold of the ball and blasts it to centre field, knocked away from Swart. Good work that time by Visca. The ball is loose and picked up by Hallahan, who chips away. Down there is Simons, but cutting across the back, the ball was taken by Windsor. Tried to get it out to Harada, and the ball is there with Bartlett, giving the hand pass back to Hallahan, who chips the ball down for Simons, who can kick the goal. It's on its way. It's looking good. No, it's not looking good. It was a pretty horrible effort, but the end result is he's kicked it out of play on the full.
Well, I think the coach would have been a bit disappointed, but to give him some consideration, he's just come off the bench and he may have been a little bit cold.
Should have kicked something, though, Fritzy. He's missed
a lot.
He did
kick the ball.
I know. Kicked it badly, too. Anyway, here they go through Huey Ryman. Central District taking the freebie out of the back pocket. Good mark taken by Ottens across the half-forward line. He's virtually at half-forward right. Ottens sending the ball back to the true centre-half-forward position. Up went Hicks. Interference as players were going for the ball, though. And the free kick will be awarded to West of Glenelg. James West to take it at centre half forward. Now let's have a look at the scorecard here. It's level pegging here at Football Park on the grandstand match of the day. 20-minute mark, second quarter. The kick from West will put the Tigers in front by something. It's going to be a goal as sails over the umpire's hat, and that puts them 6 points in front, the Tigers now. 20 minutes into this second quarter. So, Fritzy, we have a very entertaining game of football here this afternoon in the grandstand match of the day.
And the straight kicking now by Glenelg. It's keeping them in it. 9 scoring shots for 8 goals. Ottens has been moved onto the ball. Strooper down there at, who we got? War gone to fullback. No, I'll just try and pick that up in a moment. There's still Hamilton there, but Big Ottens, he just got a couple of thumps there and looking all right on the ball.
Yes, good effort by Glenelg. They're really taking it to them physically too, Fritzy, aren't they? They're Peter Green, I noticed, was limping a moment ago for Centrals. Glenelg lead by 6 points, 8-1-49. Centrals 6-7-43. From the centre bounce, away goes the Bulldogs through Healy up towards Arnold. Arnold against Ango. Wakeland flies. Spectacular mark coming from behind. He hung in the air. He really has the ability to just hang in the air as he elects to snap round his body, and he's missed. He wasn't quite sure what to do. He wanted to pass off, then he played on and really wasn't watching properly. He's kicked 2 goals 5, Eric Freeman, and Glenelg leads Centrals by 5 points at the 21-minute mark of the second term at Football Park.
Well, he just kicked a goal from about the same position, perhaps 10 metres further out. I don't know why he didn't just steady and have a set shot.
Central to go back in again. A hand pass from Schwert to Cook is good. On to Wind on the 50-metre line. Wind trying to set it up. That may have been touched off the boot. No, the umpire says clean mark. And that mark has been taken by Green, well within scoring range. And Peter Green to line up now for the Bulldogs' 7th goal this afternoon and put Central District in front by a point. So it's been a very close contest, this one. 8 goals won currently to Glenelg, and 6 goals, 8 for Central District. 5 points the difference at the moment. Green lining up and will kick from about 35 metres. It's on its way. It's looking good. And Green splits. No, the umpire indicating that it was touched. I don't quite know how that was touched, Fritzy, but it was. According to the goal umpire, he was quite convinced that that ball was touched.
Well, the field umpire must have just run up and told him, because it cleared the pack by a fair margin.
4 points the difference then. And Central District closing. They've had 15 scoring shots to 9, but they trail by 4 points.
And they're back inside 50 as it comes off the boot of Schwert. Not for long as McGuinness, the rover, takes the mark. He has a look towards the grandstand side, and they line up. Strooper takes the mark. Visca was with him. Hand passes swept to Ward. Down the grandstand wing goes Ward. Moves it high towards half forward. Good shepherd by Hicks gave Reimers a comfortable chest mark at half back. Reimers sweeps it back to Damon Hicks with thanks. Hicks switches through the centre square towards the outer side. Healy's there. He knew he had Lewis with him. Lewis turns around and linking out of defence is Windsor. Windsor sweeps a long hand pass to Peter Green. The ball will sit up for him. He'll run inside 50, 45 metres out for Peter Green. Can he cover with a goal? Yes! The Bulldogs are starting to snarl. They hit the front now after that recent touched off the boot. And let's give you the time. 23 minutes gone in the second term at Football Park. The top team Centrals take the front over Glenelg. 7-9-51 Centrals. Glenelg 8-1-49. 2 points to the Bulldogs.
Yes, good goal then to Peter Green, but Ray Windsor was almost up alongside of him. He was doing the shepherding, and remember, he's come from about 110 metres away. He just ran, followed the play up, got a hand pass from Lewis, and he did the rest of the work there too, and allowed his teammate to kick a goal.
23 minutes gone in the second term at Football Park. Central 7-9-51 leads Glenelg 8-1-49. Around the grounds in South Australian football, we go to Lindsay Backman at the parade.
We've played 23 minutes here at the parade. Norwood 7-11-53. They're leading West 4-2-26.
And at the Prospect Oval at the 20-minute mark, it's North Adelaide by 6 points. North Adelaide 3-5 leads South Adelaide 2-5.
Also the 20-minute mark at the Adelaide Oval, the Eagles 14-6-90, 56-point leaders over Sturt, 5-4-34.
And at the Western Oval, as we update AFL scores, the 20-minute mark of the third quarter, it's Footscray with a handy 3-goal lead now, 8-7-55 over Melbourne, 4-13-37. At Waverley, St Kilda over Hawthorn by 22 points, 13-7-85. Hawthorn 9-9-63. And at Cardinia Park, Geelong by 41 points over Fremantle, 11-8-74. Fremantle 4-9-33. At the MCG, Essendon 10-11-71 by 21 points over Collingwood, 7-8-50.
You're on News Talk 891, 5 a.m.
And back at Football Park, we have Central District in front by 2 points, but again the ball rolls out over the line on the Glenelg attacking area. And this is between half-forward left of the left-forward pocket. And there's another boundary throw-in. So currently the Bulldogs in front by 2 points. It's been a very close game throughout. And neither side able to get a big break. As a matter of fact, the biggest break came early in the first quarter when Glenelg shot to a lead of 10 points. But since then, there's been absolutely nothing in it. Just a point or two here or there. Currently, it's a 2-point advantage to the top team, Central District, in this contest at the moment. Damien Hicks knocks the ball out of the pack. It comes across though to Schwert, and he wasn't able to control the footy, and it rolls out on the half-forward flank, just near the 50-metre line.
Interesting to note, Malcolm, that Tony Simons has got Grant Rubinick, who's been in great form on the back pocket, marking Schwert today. So that's a clever move by Tony Simons.
Yes, and he's also introduced Damien McNamara into the game. He played in the reserves last week. He's only played a handful of games for the Glenelg Football Club at league level, but he's into the side right now, down in the forward line, or he's hanging around on the half-forward flank. As the Rucks contest this boundary thrown, lots of players there. The ball comes out. James West tried to get a kick forward. Ball is picked up by McNamara, but he's dispossessed. As lots of players in there fighting hard, but finally it's shot out of the pack by Scott Lee. That was good work. Down to Rubinick, who takes them all on, does well. Rubinick, the hand pass out to Ottens. Ottens now lining it up. He's sending it down ground. Plenty of players up, nobody marking. The ball is fisted away by Damien Hicks, but the umpire's whistle is blowing. For what reason?
Well, he's given it against Ray Windsor. He jumped up before acceptances, but I didn't think he interfered with anybody.
No, I couldn't see anything there. Anyway, James West has got the ball. Some of these decisions are a bit strange. And Ray Windsor is remonstrating with the umpire, and I think he's got every right to. As West can kick a goal out of this, he has. And that's his second goal for the day, James West. And that puts Glenelg back in front by 4 points. An amazing game. Nobody can really get a big break here, Fritzy.
No, and Jim West there with a couple of goals there. Yeah, they just keep pecking them back. They got the first point in the quarter. Glenelg took them to 4-1, and they've had 5 straight since then.
Well, let's see how they're going in the other matches. Out to Norwood, Lindsay Backman.
7-minute mark, and Nord have blown West Adelaide out the water. Nord 40-point leaders, 9-12-66. West 4-2, 26.
And at the 24-minute mark at Prospect, it's North Adelaide by 7 points. North Adelaide 4-5, leading South Adelaide 3-5.
And checking scores in the AFL, at Western Oval, it's Footscray by 11 points now as we get close to three-quarter time, 8-7-55 over Melbourne 5-14-44. At Waverley, short time ago, St Kilda leading Hawthorn by 22 points. At Cardinia Park, Geelong over Fremantle by 41 points. And at the MCG, it's Essendon 10-11-71 by 20 points over Collingwood, 7-9-51. This is Grandstand, 8915 and ABC Radio, right around South Australia, Western New South Wales, back to Football Park.
Philip McGuinness has kicked another goal for the Tigers, and they lead Centrals by 10 points at the 28-minute mark of the second term. Glenelg 10-1-61, Central 7-9-51, as we'll try James Brayshaw at the Adelaide Oval. No luck there as the ball has been bounced in the centre square. It's gone forward for Centrals, but taken by Rowan Waugh. Hand pass towards the grandstand wing. Rubinick against Schwert. Rubinick heads towards the boundary line. Had a teammate, McNamara, coming in to help him, but Schwert, the acting captain today, with Roger Girdham out with an injury, and Grant Rubinick doing very well at the moment on the grandstand wing. Glenelg, what kicking? 10-1-61, and Central 7-9-51. 10 points to the Tigers, close to half-time. It's with Conway. Good smothering tackle by a number of Tigers, and the ball goes forward for Glenelg. Laird under pressure, plenty of pressure, ball onto the ground. Working hard is big man Ottens. I think that's him at the bottom of the pack. And 3 or 4 Tigers go in and congratulate their teammate. And there'll be a ball up on the grandstand wing, slightly in favour of Glenelg. The Tigers lead the Bulldogs by 10 points, 29 minutes gone, second term.
Yes, Conway and Ottens. Conway tries to take the ball out of the air from that bounce on the half-forward flank for Glenelg. But again, they wrestle it to the ground. Now there's a bit of a brawl on. And the umpire coming in grabs hold of the footy, backs away from the brawl and decides to bounce the ball. Well, that's what they're told to do these days. Nobody cares about those getting their lights punched out down there. The ball comes out, taken by McNamara. Ooh, a little bit of headhunting going on here at the moment, I can tell you. Coming up to the half-time break. Glenelg have got the ball through heel, down ground it goes. Up goes Bartlett, wasn't able to take it. Out the back Scripps, one of those little left-footers, and he's bounced it through. Oh, well played. And that's the 4th goal for Justin Scripps this afternoon. And that gives the Tigers a 16-point break. Coming up to the half-time siren here, not far away from the half-time siren. So well done, the half-forward flanker, Justin Scripps there. Fritzy, his 4th goal, is the leading goal kicker in the game, with 2 coming from Chigwitten and 2 from James West.
Yes, he's a real opportunist, Justin Scripps, and I'm just wondering whether Glenelg are just trying to intimidate Central District, and if that's the case, it's not going to look good for Central coming up to the final if they're going to be intimidated.
Well, they've kicked 7 goals in this term, Glenelg. 11-1-67 to Central 7-9-51, and Visca and Potter were really snarling at one another on the grandstand wing during that scuffle a while ago, and Glenelg went on and kicked another goal through Scripps. Chigwitten working hard. In goes Potter, trying to prevent the captain getting free. The hand pass is loose because of that pressure. Suddenly it's with Conway. Has a look inside the centre square. Hand pass over towards a back-pedalling Cook. He has a look, a long lead from Wakeland. Wakeland comes out and takes a tremendous mark. He really is quick, and the defenders had to be decisive. And Michael Wakeland, who's kicked 2 goals of 5, and he's out in the left half forward position where he missed a couple of goals early on. In fact, he had 3 shots, 2 behinds, 1 hit the goal post. And what an important kick for goal here, close to half-time. We've played almost 31 minutes, so the siren will sound any moment. And the Bulldogs down by 16 points as Wakeland high inside 50. It won't be a goal distance-wise. It goes over the back, over the behind line. So a score to Centrals is only a behind, not a goal. They trail by 15 points, 31 minutes gone in the term. And Glenelg, Fritzy, they're building up something, these 2 clubs. We've called them twice this season, up at Elizabeth. Centrals won by 12, and down at the Bay, Centrals came storming home to win by 14 points. So there's a bit of a tradition.
Yes, I don't think the coach can work out, this is the Glenelg coach, Tony Simons, just how his charges are going to be from week to week, because they were so disappointing last week, and yet today they look quite sharp.
Well, McNamara takes a kick onto the half-forward flank. Scripps tries a little right footer out of the pack. but that rolls out over the line and there'll be a throw-in. So there's a never-ending second quarter, heading for the 32-minute mark. So that's nigh on 7 minutes of extra time we've had. A lot of goals kicked, though, in the quarter so far, as the umpire throws the ball in. That comes across onto the half-forward flank for Glenelg. They've done well, particularly in the latter part of this quarter, to open up a 15-point lead. And the umpire blowing the whistle for a free kick to the Tigers to be taken by their rover Hallahan at half-forward left. Hallahan now looking to set up the play for the Tigers at centre half forward. The ball is fisted away. Comes in the general direction of Bow, who's crashed into his goal. He's got one for over the shoulder. And Scott Lee goes in and remonstrates to the umpire. I thought for a moment there that he's going to bowl him over. He didn't like the decision, but over the shoulder was the decision on Lyndon Bow. And Bow will take a set shot on the northern goal. Now, he's got a slight breeze to kick into. The siren has sounded, but this then becomes a very important kick, because if he can kick it long enough and straight enough, Lyndon Bow, he'll give Glenelg a 21-point lead at half-time. It'll drop a fraction short. Shouldn't be any score now, although that is. It comes off the top of the pack and goes through for a behind. No, not allowed. Siren had sounded. So no score there from that little effort. And that is the end of the first half of the game. And Glenelg, playing some superb football in the first hour here on the grandstand match of the day, are in front by 15 points at half-time. Glenelg, a superb second quarter when they kick 7 goals, won, are 11-72. Back to Football Park,
where I note that Stuart McCulley is back in the ruck. Luke Ottens is up in the goal square, along with Jim West for Glenelg. The Tigers 11-1-67, Central 7-10-52. The 7th place, Glenelg leading the top side. Central's by 15 points at half-time. Bounce the ball, won by Arnold. The ball, a short hand pass back to Arnold. Jams the ball on his boot. The Bulldogs up towards centre half forward. Strooper knocks it over towards Heel. Heel threads the hand pass towards the linking Hamilton. A wobbly old kick towards half-back on the grandstand side. Ward traps the ball. He needs a shepherd. Gets it from his teammakers. War goes back towards centre half-back, and Strooper, who was a little bit surprised to get that ball. Good shepherd from Moore coming down the ground.
Well, could easily have come unstuck then too, because they took the chance, but it worked out.
Strooper wasn't ready. Hand pass from Rubenik over towards McCulley, straight down the ground towards centre half forward, but no one's at home for the Tigers, and a comfortable chest mark to Roy Laird at centre half back.
Yeah, so the second half of the grandstand match of the day is underway with a 15-point advantage to Glenelg here at Football Park this afternoon. The ball comes back to Laird. Laird puts it onto the half-forward line for Central District, but a good mark has been taken by Heel across the half-back line for the Tigers. And Heel now, hopefully, to get them moving once again and keep this momentum, because Glenelg had tremendous momentum at the end of the second quarter. They've had the break of 20 minutes. They want to get back into business and stamp their mark on this game. They've got an advantage of 15 points. They've got a slight breeze in this third quarter. But Wine comes out of the pack. Visca's there to take the loose ball. He's been tackled by Healy. He gets it away in the nick of time to Hallahan, who gets it out wide now to Moore. Moore tries to line it up, but he's kicked it straight to the opposition. And Arnold, the big ruckman, lurking across the half-back line. Now, a 25-metre penalty against Glenelg will advance the big Arnold up almost on the attack side of half-forward, or half-back, I should say. So he's around about just on the point of the square, actually, as he kicks the ball. Over the centre of the ground it goes. Waiting in front of the pack was McGuinness. Got a short kick in. It comes out to Moore. He does well, the youngster. Showed a lot of courage there as he crashed into the pack and took the ball. Puts it up onto the half-forward line, where Scripps has got the run of it. He's kicked 4 goals today, Justin Scripps. He goes over the top of the ball, and Damien Hicks goes over the top of him to lay the tackle, and the umpire will take the ball and bounce it on the half-forward right position for Glenelg. So we start the second half of the grandstand match of the day in round 22 with Glenelg 11-1-67, leading Central District 7 goals, 10-52. This is some sort of a surprise in the first half of the game. The top team down by 15 points, and at the moment Glenelg playing pretty good footy as they come out in this third quarter. Strooper has taken the mark on centre wing, thumps it back onto the half-forward line. Plenty of players up, nobody marking. The ball spills to the side of the pack. Rubenik tries to crash his way through. Loose ball picked up by Lee. Lee thumps it onto the half-forward line. Nobody there, though, for Central District. Strooper goes back and does well. Gives the hand pass to Heel. Back it comes to War. War looking to hand pass again. Oh, he's run out of space. and made a terrible error.
Yeah, good decision here by the umpire. He had too much. He had plenty of time.
Of course he did. He should have hand passed it about an hour and a half ago. Anyway, the tackle was laid by Cook, and he takes the free kick. Cook thumps it into the Bulldog full forward zone, waiting at the back. Hamilton, was that a mark? No, the umpire says no mark, and he'll come in and bounce only about 20 metres out from the Bulldog goal front. So the third quarter underway. We're 3.5 minutes into the quarter. No alteration of the half-time score. Glenelg leading by 15 points.
Ball tapped away by McCulley, but it's roved cleverly by Wine. Clearance by Strooper, who's in everything in the opening stages of this third term. Moore and Healy do battle at half-back and half-forward. The ball socket away by a courageous Chigwin over the boundary line. McGuinness is there. McGuinness claps his captain, and also young Moore, who really is having a terrific duel with Daniel Healy. Boundary throw in between wing and half forward in favour of Centrals, down by 15 points. It's very even at the moment. McCulley taps it cleverly out of McGuinness. Strong tackle coming from Healy. It spills to Potter. Potter slips and slides, goes back towards McGowan. He's under pressure from Visca. Visca hammers his opponent into the turf, and Glenelg takes the free kick. What a tremendous tackle by Visca. What strength.
Oh, he's a very good player. I've been one of his fans for a long, long time, and just can't understand why he can't make the AFL side.
War a lot happier on the left-hand side. A long kick off the left boot. He doesn't like the non-preferred right boot, but I tell you what, when he gets the ball on that left-hand side, he's a lovely kick. Passes towards the energetic Angove. The defenders virtually at centre-half forward. Straight down the ground towards the goals for Glenelg. Ball onto the ground. It spills to West. The tackle by Hicks is good. It spills to Ottens. Gets the ball on his left boot. It goes towards the forward pocket for Glenelg. Out comes the dangerous Skips. Skirts the boundary line. Hand pass goes indoor. Board to McNamara. He's under pressure. Gets away from one tackle. Over towards Bartlett. Snaps from a cute angle. Across the face of goals. West almost takes the mark. Yes, did he take the mark? Yes, he did. West in the right forward pocket. So the big boys interchanged. Bartlett across the face of goals, and Jim West can line up and kick a goal. Will this be the check side punt from West? Yes, it is. He snaps it towards the goals. It's gone through for a behind to Glenelg. Opening score, they lead by 16 points. Glenelg over Centrals. 5 minutes gone in the third term at Football Park. Around the grounds in the SNFL, we go to Lindsay Backman at the Norwood Oval.
We're at the 5-minute mark also, Roger, and it's Nord 12-12-84, West 4-3-27. That's a 57-point margin to the Redlegs.
Prospect, we're at the 4-minute mark, and it's North Adelaide by 25 points. North Adelaide 7-6 leads South Adelaide 3-5.
4.5 minutes gone at the Adelaide Oval. The Eagles 15-8-98 leads Sturt 6-8-44 by 54 points.
And in the AFL, we're about halfway through the last quarter in all 4 games, and there's 3 thrillers on hand. At the Western Oval, it's Footscray by 11 points, 10-9-69 over Melbourne, 7-16-58. At Waverley, St Kilda back in front by 3 points, 15-9-99. Hawthorn 14-12-96. Cardinia Park, Geelong over Fremantle by 35 points, 15-10-100. Fremantle 9-11-65. The big game of the MCG, will it be a repeat of Anzac Day? Essendon 14-13-97 by 7 points over Collingwood, 13-12-90.
You're on News Talk 891, 5 a.m.
And back at Football Park, Jared Cotton has put a goal through at the northern end on the run for the Bulldogs to pull the Dogs back to within just 10 points of Glenelg. So it's been pretty even in this first quarter. It started off with a 15-point advantage to the Tigers. They shot out to a 16-point lead. But now that goal from Jared Cotton has pulled it back to 10 points. 11 goals, 2 for Glenelg. 8 goals, 10 for Central District. As the ball is bounced again at centre. And Healy takes the ball for the Bulldogs, puts it down ground, but waiting back there, a good mark has been taken by Angove, gives a hand pass to Hill, and Glenelg under pressure down there in defence, but they get the ball away to Strooper. On the half-back flank, Strooper's kick goes around, up in the marking contest, it was Viscar, but the ball spills loose. Well, it didn't actually spill loose, it went over the line. Now the umpire says it was a push on Schwert, and Stephen Schwert, out of all that, comes out with a free kick. Schwert onto the left boot and sends the ball down ground. Up went to Lewis, knocked the ball to the front of the pack for Rubenek, who got the hand pass over to Bow. Bow for the Bays, gives it on to McGuinness. Back it comes to Bow. Bow bouncing through the centre of the ground, does well. Puts it in over the half-forward line. Out hard for the footy was Ottens. Knocks the ball across to Scripps. Back goes Ottens over the footy. On to Scripps, who bangs it with a roundhouse right down into the pocket. Taken out there by Hallahan. But into the play comes... Reimers, who gets it across to Potter. Potter kicks around to the outer side where the mark has been taken by Stephen Schwert on the half-back flank. Schwert putting the ball down to centre wing. Up went Strooper, one hand, not good enough. Over the back, the rover, Jim Wine, does well for the Bulldogs. Wine now with a pinpoint pass down ground for Wakelin, and Wakelin has taken a very nice mark in the right forward pocket, but it was beautifully placed by Jim Wine. That was classic football coming into the forward line. Counting up the tally today for Michael Wakelin, he's kicked 1 goal 6 in my book. 2 goals 6, correction. And Michael Wakelin lining up for his 3rd goal. This to bring the Dogs within 4 points is looking pretty good. So maybe he's changed his boots at half-time. He's booted his 3rd goal early in the 3rd quarter. He's kicked 3 goals 6 for the game, Michael Wakelin. And that kick out of the forward pocket brings the Dogs within 4 points of Glenelg. So we've got 11 goals 2 for Glenelg and 9 goals 10 for Central District as we check scores in other matches. Lindsay at Norwood.
We're at the 8-minute mark, and it's Norwood 12-12-84, Wester 4-3-27.
And at the Prospect Oval at the 7-minute mark, it's North Adelaide going away here. They're 32 points up, and North Adelaide are 9-7, leading South Adelaide 4-5.
8 minutes into the 3rd term at the Adelaide Oval. The Eagles up by 49 points. 15-9-99. They lead Sturt 7-8-50.
And the big news in the AFL at the MCG, 1 point the difference of the MCG. Rock has just put through a goal for Collingwood. Essendon 14-13-97. Collingwood 14-12-96. The other close game in progress this afternoon is at Waverley. St Kilda leading Hawthorn by 2 points, 15-9-99 to 14-13-97. And the other one not so close at the Western Oval, but still a thriller. Footscray 10-10-70 over Melbourne 7-16-58. And at Cardinia Park a short time ago, Geelong over Fremantle by 35 points. This is Grandstand 891 5am and ABC Radio. Back to Football Park,
where Michael Wakelin's kicked another goal. He's kicked 4 goals for the day, and suddenly Centrals are in front over Glenelg by 2 points at the 10-minute mark of the 3rd term. Centrals 10-10-70, Glenelg 11-2-68. Eric Freeman.
Yes, I said at half-time that this could be the turnaround for Wakelin if he can get those kicking boots on. Well, he's had 2 shots for 2 goals.
Beautiful delivery into the forward line, and Wine was by foot that time, and Wine does the roving and hammers the ball off the centre bounce, and suddenly it's a smother by Schwert at centre half forward, battling with a desperate defender in Hamilton.
And both of those goals came from the passes of Jimmy Wine, and as you said then, he was influential in getting that ball on again.
Bounce of the ball at centre half forward for Glenelg. Now rather Centrals. In goes Hallan. Pressure on the Tigers because the experienced Centrals, they're the top team. They're in the groove at the moment, but the ball's with Chigwin. Off his boot towards half forward for Glenelg. They fly. Ball onto the ground. Plenty of Tigers there, but working hard as Arata pulled under by West. The ball's still at half forward, and Lee just launches himself on top of the ball in West to prevent the Tigers getting clear. It's virtually at centre half forward for Glenelg. The Bulldogs 10-10-70. Glenelg 11-2-68. Check the AFL, John Roman.
Yeah, thanks, Roger. It's 18 points the lead for Footscray now at Western Oval. 11-10-76 by 18 points over Melbourne, 7-16-58. At Waverley, St Kilda still over Hawthorn by just 2 points. Cardinia Park, Geelong over Fremantle by 23 points. And 2 points the difference of the MCG now, with Essendon in front of Collingwood. Back to Football Park,
where it's a 2-point advantage to Central District. With the Bulldogs 10-10-70 leading Glenelg 11 goals 2-68. Very accurate kicking by Glenelg today. Just 13 shots for 11 goals as the ball is taken and kicked away towards the middle of the ground. But out of defence for Central District comes Reimers. Reimers now thumping the ball away to the outer side where he's got Cotton out there. And Jared Cotton has taken the mark on the wing on the outer side. Puts the ball down ground to Cotter, who came onto the ground just a few moments ago. And Craig Cotter now, one of the interchange players for Central District this afternoon, taking the kick around about 80 metres out. He puts it up just over the 50-metre line. In hard for the footy was Schwert, gives it back now to McGowan. McGowan's kick around the body wasn't a very good one. Coming into the forward line, it's been marked by Hallahan, who gets it across now to War, who kicks away to McGuinness, who takes it on the half volley, and well done by him. He gets it across now to Bartlett. The Tigers looking good as they bring the ball down the wing, but they run out of space, and Scripps saw the ball over the line with Pyman near the interchange gate for a boundary throw-in here at Football Park in front of the members. Central District leading by 2 goals, 10-10-70 for the Dogs. To the Tigers, 11 goals, 2-68. The ball at the side of the pack and taken by Laird. He can get Central District into attack up to Lures. Oh, he takes a good mark to Simon Lures at centre half forward, looking to pass the ball off, but now goes with a 40-metre kick up into that full forward zone. It goes. The ball is knocked to the side of the pack. War after it, just near the line. Ball coming back into the field of play now. Over to Hill, out to Hallahan. Hallahan's hand pass across there to accommodate McNamara, running off his defensive 50, but runs into a brick wall in the form of Roy Laird. That was a real bear hug by Laird. He gets the free, and he gets it out to Cook, who's run to ground. That's holding the ball. And Tim Cook has to give it up. He was looking to kick a goal there, but he was about 35 metres out, tried to take one step too many, and was penalised for holding the ball. And a rapid tackle came from Grant Rubinick. Now he takes the free kick, sends it across to the outer side. Bartlett grabs hold of the ball, has a fresh air kick. Into the play goes McGowan. Gets another possession as the ball comes down now to Reimers. Under pressure, his kick skids onto the 50-metre line. At the back, Strooper gives a little hand pass across now to Heel, who gets it onto the ruckman, McCulley. McCulley down ground for Angove. Back it goes now to Rubinick, who gets it across to Hamilton. Hamilton scrambles a kick away, comes to the centre of the ground, picked up now by Bow. Bow onto the 50-metre line, half forward right for the Tigers. Running onto it is Moore. Runs over the top of the footy. Out comes West. West knocking the ball close to the line. In goes McGuinness. Good pick up by him. McGuinness a hand pass. That was brilliantly done by McGuinness. Gets it down to Moore, or rather Scripps, who was caught. And the free kick, it was Moore in the first instance. He was caught, the youngster. The tackle came from the ruckman in Arnold, who takes the free. It's a hand pass across, and it's taken by Lee, who gets it down to Wine, who's been busy in this third quarter. And Wine gets it across to McGowan, and back go the Doggies into attack.
Not for long. McCulley going back, takes the mark at half back, hits the ground, linking hand pass to Angove. The switch by Glenelg towards the outer side. Reimers has front position pursued by Bartlett. Good balance and tackling by Bartlett. He has the ball, runs to half forward. Pops the ball higher towards the goal square, looking for West. They fly. Arnold supporting his defenders. Ball onto the ground. That's where Harada goes. Knocks it cleverly over towards Windsor. Windsor has a look. A low, wobbly ball towards centre half back. Makes it awkward for his teammates. Hand pass comes to McGuinness. 48 metres out directly from goal. It's offline. It'll be a behind for Glenelg. They did well to keep the ball inside 50. They trail Centrals by a point. 15 minutes. Played in the third term. Centrals 10-10-70. Glenelg 11-3-69.
Well, in 60 seconds, we saw three of the best tackles you'll ever want to see, and it resulted in holding the ball decisions on each occasion.
And the ball has been marked by the Glenelg player on the outer side. A moment will go around the grounds, taken by Bartlett, who's suddenly lifted. 60 metres out for Big Bartlett. He goes long up towards the goals. Lee seems to have the position and lets the ball go virtually over his hand, over the behind line. It's all tied up at the 15.5-minute mark of the third term at Football Park. Centrals 10-10-70 to Glenelg 11-4-70. Let's check the other venues. We go to Lindsay Backman at the Norwood Oval.
So one-way traffic out at the Parade. Nord 14-13-97. They are 69-point leaders over West Adelaide. They're a disappointing 4 goals for 28. We've played 15 minutes of this third quarter.
And at the Prospect Oval, Bronte Atkinson has just had a kick that's gone straight across the front of the goals. We're at the 15-minute mark, and North Adelaide 9-7 leads South Adelaide 5-5.
At the Adelaide Oval, we've played 15.5 minutes, and the lead is 57 points to the Eagles. 16-11-107. They lead the Double Blues 7-8-50.
And in the AFL, we've got 3 full-time scores. At the Western Oval, it was Footscray defeating Melbourne by 20 points in the end, 11-12-78, Melbourne 7-11-58. At Waverley, the Saints snuck home by 8 points. O'Brien kicked a late goal to get them out of trouble, 16-9-105, Hawthorn 14-13-97, and the Sirens just sounded at Cardinia Park. Geelong have won by 23 points, 16-10-106 to Fremantle 12-11-83. Still got a few minutes to go in the match at the MCG. Short time ago, Essendon 15-14-104 by 8 points over Collingwood 14-12-96. Back to Football Park.
And up it goes into the full forward zone, and out to hard for the footy was Damien Hicks, and he's taken the mark about 30 metres out from the northern goal. Now currently the scores are level. You heard the scores going through on the other local matches a moment ago, and there's some big margins between the sides this afternoon, but not here at Football Park on the grandstand match of the day. Scores are level, absolutely locked together at the 17-minute mark in the third quarter. This has been an outstanding game of football, a very entertaining game of football, And we should see Central District hit the front here with the kick from Damien Hicks as he trots in. He puts it on its way. He's kicked it well. That's beautifully delivered off the boot by Damien Hicks, and bang it through at that northern goal for the goal to put Central District in front by 6 points. And again, we see that score fluctuating here, Fritzy, in the third quarter.
Yes, well, Glenelg had all the accuracy in the first half. They had 11-1 to 7-10. And in this third quarter, Central's 3 shots, 3 goals. Glenelg 3 shots, 3 behinds.
Central's 11-10, 76. Glenelg 11-4, 70. The Bulldogs by 6 points. At quarter time, the Tigers led by 2, half-time 15. Now Central's by 6 points at the 18-minute mark of the third term. Bright sunshine, bounce of the ball, a good one too. Won by Arnold, but rove by McNamara of Glenelg. The ball out towards the grandstand wing. The race is on, plenty of pace from Moore, but sliding onto the ball as a Central's player. Clever play by Potter, got front position, gave himself to pick up the free kick. That's what he did, a high ball towards half forward. Working hard is Rubenik. At the drop of the ball is Cotton a hand pass, clever to Wind, who does the shepherding as he hand pass to Schwert. Inside 50 he goes short. They line up the Bulldogs. The mark's been taken by Simon Lewis. Wakeland was with him as well. The angle is acute, 35 metres out, maybe 40 metres for Simon Lewis on the grandstand side. No breeze to worry about as he pulls out his socks, Simon Lewis. He's a fine focal point, but this will take up an outstanding kick by Simon Lewis. Threading it through the eye of a needle. He has to. He goes towards the goals. It's a great kick. It's a magnificent kick by Lewis. He signals by punching his fist in the air. Maybe the breathing space now for the Bulldogs. They lead the Tigers by 12 points. 19 minutes played, third term. Eric Freeman, you would have appreciated the technique there from Simon Lewis.
Yes, it was a perfect kick. He didn't have much daylight between the posts from that angle there, but it was a deliberate shot. And how the game can turn around. Central now 4 shots and 4 goals. And Glenelg haven't got a major in this third quarter from 3 attempts.
Yes, it's taken the Bulldogs a while to shrug off the determined Tiger lineup here this afternoon, who had a 15-point lead at the beginning of this quarter. But that's been wiped off, and now a 12-point lead exists for Central District. After the bounce at centre, the ball is into the half-forward line for the Tigers. They were giving themselves a big chance to score there, but there was an infringement, and the free goes to Ray Windsor, who gets it out wide to Laird. Laird kicks to the wing for Arnold, who takes the mark in front of Ottens, and the experienced one there, well out in front, and always cool in the crisis was Damien Arnold, who takes the kick just forward of the wing, puts the ball up over the 50-metre line. Waiting in front of the pack was Simon Hill, read the play well, but kicks it straight back to the wing, but there's interference out there. And there's a free kick going Glenelg's way to be taken by Bartlett. He hand passes over to bring McGuinness into the play, who sends the ball quickly into the half-forward line, taken by West. The hand pass comes back to Simons. Simons quickly onto the boot, sends it down ground. That could roll through. Despite the efforts of Scott Lee, the ball has gone through from John Simons. He's kicked the goal, and that's a very valuable goal to the Tigers. They needed one to steady. They've got it from John Simons, who started on the interchange bench. And that's a 6-point advantage now as that ball rolls through, and the Bulldogs are leading by 6 points, and we are nearly 21 minutes into the third quarter. Let's take another final score coming through in round 19 of the AFL.
Yeah, thanks, Malcolm. That full-time score of the MCG, Essendon have snuck home by 8 points in front of a crowd of 77,000 people. Reasonable turnout. Essendon 16-14, 110 by 8 points over Collingwood, 15-12, 102. Just quickly in the other games, Geelong defeated Fremantle by 23 points. St Kilda beat Hawthorn by 8 points. And at the Western Oval, Footscray over Melbourne by 20 points. Back to Football Park.
Where it makes it very important, more important now with Collingwood, Hawthorn and Melbourne losing, that Adelaide beats West Coast tomorrow at Subiaco. Broadcast starts at 1:35 on 5AN and ABC Regional Radio. But here at Football Park, we're broadcasting a great game. Visca has the ball on the grandstand wing. He rides the bump. Moore will have to do the same as Laird held him when not in possession. The pace is worrying the life out of the Central's player, this youngster and nephew of Kim Hodgman, a former champion player in the Sandful and the AFL. So to Glenelg with a terrific goal by Simons, bouncing away from Scott Lee, down by 6 points, and they're going forward. Strooper has the mark on the grandstand wing. Virtue at the edge of the square. He lines up the former Sydney Swan. He goes high towards half-forward. West almost. Ball spills onto the ground. Lurking as Scripps. Hand pass inboard. Over towards McNamara. Tucked in the pocket. Back towards Scripps. Onto his left boot. Didn't quite know what to do. Pops it over to Chigwin, who snaps across the face of goals. Simons is there. And it goes over the boundary line. Left forward pocket on the outer side. Series of hand pass. Finally the snap. but just wobbling across the face of goals. Glenelg still on attack, down by 6 points. 8-9-1, Favan setting the pace in football, says the scoreboard. It's also ABC Regional Radio. The smother comes from the desperate Central's defenders. 3 of them there. And they negate the situation for the time being. There'll be a bounce of the ball in the left forward pocket. Glenelg in attack, down by 6 points, Malcolm.
Yes, a 6-point advantage to the Bulldogs, the top team. They came into this game today with 14.5 wins for the season, but they've been given a big shake-up. I don't know whether they were a little bit complacent or not after their win last week, but Glenelg really took it up and away from them early. Currently, the Bulldogs back in front by 6 points as the ball spills out over the line near the scoreboard, and there'll be a throw-in on Glenelg's half-forward flank. That scoreboard says Central District 12-10-82, Glenelg 12 goals for 76. The difference is a goal in favour of the Bulldogs. The ball is taken by McGuinness, kicks the ball down into the attack zone for the Tigers. Scripps knocks the ball out the back for McNamara, who can get it onto the boot. Where's that going? It's going high in the air. It's knocked over the line by Windsor, and there'll be a throw-in in the left forward pocket for Glenelg as they kick to the southern end goal in this third quarter, but trail at the moment by a point. You could say the breeze is favouring. It has been favouring that end a little bit during the game, but I don't think the breeze has had any effect on this game whatsoever. You can score at either end of the ground. It doesn't make very much difference. Ball coming out now for Scripps as he has another shot, but it comes across the face of goal and has indeed been marked by Huey Reimers in the back pocket, who sends the ball across now. Was that Windsor actually that took that mark? He sends the ball across and it comes down onto the half-back line, taken by Healy. And Healy now kicking the ball. Daniel Healy kicking the ball up onto the wing where the mark has been taken by Reimers. Huey Reimers now looking to set up the play for the Bulldogs. Onto the half-forward left position it goes. Plenty of players up, nobody marking. And lots of players over the top of the ball, and the umpire will come in and take a bounce at half-forward left for Central District as they kick to the Lake End goal in the third quarter and lead by 6 points as we check local scores. And we go first to Lindsay at Norwood.
24-minute mark at the Parade, and it's a 70-point lead to the Redlegs. 15-14, 104 to Norwood. West Adelaide 5-4, 34.
And at the Prospect Oval, we're at the 24-minute mark, and it's North Adelaide by 15 points. North Adelaide 10-8 leads South Adelaide 8-5.
Also the 24-minute mark at the Adelaide Oval. The Eagles 18-12, 120, 64-point leaders over Sturt, 8-8, 56.
In the AFL today, full-time scores at the MCG. Very close one there. Essendon 16-14, 110 by 8 points over Collingwood, 15-12, 102. 77,000 people there. Cardinia Park, Geelong 16-10, 106. Defeated Fremantle 12-11, 83. That's a margin of 23 points. At Waverley, St Kilda snuck home to beat Hawthorn by 8 points, 16-9, 105. Hawthorn 14-13, 97. And at the Western Oval, a real close tussle, but Footscray ran out convincing winners. Footscray 11-12, 71. By 78 by 20 points over Melbourne, 7-11, 58.
You're on News Talk 891, 5 a.m.
Back at Football Park, the Glenelg Tigers go forward through more, up towards the west. The ball's going to go over the boundary line. Potter kicked it behind a moment ago for Centrals, and Centrals leads Glenelg by 7 points at the 26-minute mark of the third term. Centrals 12-11, 83. Glenelg 12-4. 76. Boundary throw in, right half forward in favour of the Tigers on the grandstand side. Knocked down by West, roving by Chigwidden, pursued by Laird. Good smothering tackle. In goes Chigwidden again. He's virtually on the grandstand wing. He brings in Strooper. Strooper's under pressure off the left boot. A good kick under pressure. Puts it high towards the goals. McNamara flied. In fact, it's Scripps coming from behind. Good shepherding by the Centrals player gave Potter a virtually unopposed mark. The centreman down in the back pocket. This series of changes by Centrals. A poor kick by Pyman. Can Reimers keep it in? Yes, he can. He's battling with Bartlett. Hand pass towards Windsor. He'll be under pressure. Back towards Reimers. That's calm football. Out comes Pyman. Same way as the football takes the mark. Play on. Good shepherd. So suddenly Centrals towards centre half forward. They fly. Seem to be Glenelg. Onto the ground goes Hamilton. He's given a tackle by Cotton. Good tackle. Bounce the ball at centre half forward for Centrals. Clever play out of defence. Fritzy very calm and composed.
Yes, they're just hanging in there at the moment. Glenelg, it did appear as though Central were going to get away, but that margin still only, 7 points.
Yep, 7-point advantage to the Bulldogs as they have the ball not far away from their attacking 50. Now they can go into attack as the hand pass comes out of the pack. Across it goes to Cotter, who sends it downfield. But don't know what happened there. It just seems as though the Central District players are all out of position and flat-footed, because an easy mark in defence was taken by Angove, and the ball is transferred around quickly onto the half-back flank, where the mark out there is taken by Hallahan for the Bays, who puts it down ground for Visca. Visca, the hand pass back, taken by Lyndon Bowe. Bowe's kick goes into the half-forward line. West had it, almost dropped it. Potter was coming in for a quick tackle, had that been the case, but the mark was taken. Second attempt by James West at centre half forward. Has kicked 2 for the afternoon for the Tigers, who trail by 7 points. Can he make the distance from there? Just about 52, 53 metres out. He's put it on his way. Big kick by West. I think it's cleared the pack. Goal umpire will tell the story. A goal indicated for the third goal for James West. Well, that was a mighty kick. He needed to do that, West, to keep the Tigers in touch. And it's a 1-point ball game again here at Footy Park. What a thriller we've got, Fritzy, on the grandstand match of the day. Well, we have the match of the day every week, don't we?
Well, we do, and this is no exception today. It's been nip and tuck. Actually, Ray Windsor has had the best of West today, but West has been moved out to centre half forward, took that mark, and as I said, went back and just pulverised it. The ball sent it 60 metres.
A goal to James West makes it a point the difference. Central District lead. Scores in other matches to Lindsay at the parade.
28-minute mark, Norwood 16-14, 110. West Adelaide 5-5, 35.
3 minutes into the time-on period at Prospect, and North Adelaide have broken away to a 21-point lead. North Adelaide are 11-8, leading South Adelaide 8-5.
64 points the margin at the 28-minute mark of the third term at the Adelaide Oval. 18-13, 121 the Eagles. Sturt 8-9-57.
And back at Football Park, a strong tackle on Ottens as he kicks the ball towards the grandstand wing. Because of the pressure, the mark taken by Potter, the Bulldogs out towards the forward pocket. Out comes Hicks. The ball hits the ground. Stripper's hand pass towards a supporting Angover's. Good defence by Glenelg. They go up towards half forward. Bartlett's got to stand his ground. He does, despite the looming presence of Lee. Bartlett lifting with West on the grandstand wing. 1 point down the Tigers. 29.5 minutes gone in the third term. He's not quite sure what to do, Bartlett. Better not waste time. I was going to say the siren will sound. It does. Now, if Glenelg had played on, they could have at least got a score, and it would have been level at three-quarter time. It's not. Central's clinging to a 1-point lead. What a setup for the final term in great weather here at Football Park, as it is right around Adelaide. Central's 12-11-83 leads Glenelg 13-4, 82. Late goals to Simons of West have given the Tigers a chance to upset the top team. Central's 12-11. Nick Chigwidden, the captain, playing his 200th alongside him, so surely the Tigers will want to do it for the captain. Last week it was Andrew Pays, his 250th for Woodville West Torrens. And can the Glenelg side upset the top team, Central's? Bounce about to get underway, and umpire Andrew Vickers, a good bounce. The Rucks go to it. It's won by Arnold of Central's, but socked across the ground by Moore of Glenelg. The race is on. The ball stands up, and it's taken by Cotter, who's driven into the ground. Good, strong tackle, and the ball will go to Lyndon Bowe. Cotter virtually had to wait for the ball to bounce up in front of him. When he took it, he was hammered into the turf. Glenelg go forward, up towards half forward. Big pack of players brought onto the ground. That's where Laird is. Hand pass to Windsor. Windsor is leg. Play on, says the umpire. Ball towards Cotter, who's given another bear hug. Lyndon Bowe looks at his face again and hammers him into the turf. Fritzy.
Could have almost been two holding the ball decisions in 37 seconds.
The old hospital pass, Malcolm.
Well, it should have been holding the ball both times. If if you carry that rule out to the letter of the law, so to speak, Fritzy, you're in possession, you're tackled, you've got to get rid of it.
Well, it was a perfect tackle. Even though the ball went over the line, it was a perfect tackle. Should have been holding the ball.
Should have been.
Yep.
Well, that's right. Yeah, he lost control of it before it went over the line. Anyway, here's Lee walking backwards and getting tackled, and he could have been penalised for holding the ball as well. Harada's into the action. Central District just seem to be losing the plot a little bit here. It's going to be a very determined Glenelg side in this final quarter. They'll throw everything except the grandstand at Central District, because at the moment the Bulldogs have a 1-point lead, but there are no certainties to win this game as Healy tries to put them into attack. Up it goes there for Lewis, who stood under the ball and took the mark. He had Wine going past, but elected not to go to him. He's kicked into half forward. This could come unstuck. Wine probably would have been his better option. He was on the flank and he was moving, but he's gone into half forward, and this has been chopped out, and the kick taken down to McCulley at centre field. McCulley there, had the ball, lost it. The ball still at centre field. Players falling over the top of the footy. and the umpire coming in to take a bounce. So the final quarter is underway with a 1-point advantage to Central District. 12-11-83 for the Bulldogs, and Glenelg 13 goals for 82. Just a point the difference with the umpire to bounce again at centre. Ruck knock away. Comes though to Healy. Healy gives the hand pass out to Green. Green the handball on now to Lures. Lures about 30 metres out. Gives it across now for Wakeland. A goal coming up here as it's hand pass to Hicks in the square. Oh, it's gone over the behind line. And Damien Hicks was unable to trap that. Had he done so, it would have been a certain goal because there were no Glenelg defenders within a bull's roar of it. But anyway, it's gone through for a behind, and that gives Central District a 2-point advantage now, early part of this final quarter. Let's see how they're going in the other matches. Out to you, Lindsay, at Norwood.
Been playing 36 seconds in this final quarter, and Filkey's kicked his first goal for West Adelaide, but they're still trailing badly. Norwood 16-14, 110. West 7-5, 47.
And at the Prospect Oval, it's still three-quarter time here, and North Adelaide 11-9, 75. Leads South Adelaide 9-5, 59, and that's a margin of 16 points.
We've been playing a minute in the final quarter at the Adelaide Oval. The Eagles 18-14, 122, 63-point leaders over Sturt, 8-11, 59.
And at Football Park at Central's going forward towards half forward on the outer side. Cook's got about 3 opponents, but he takes a clever mark, standing his ground despite Nick Chigwin racing in behind him. Left half forward is for Cook. He winds up from about 80 metres out. Inside 50. Back goes Lures. Takes a strong mark. And is predicted by Eric Freeman. He's been chipping away all day, the high-stepping Lures, and he can certainly take a grab, Fritzy.
Well, there was 3 Glenelg opponents there, and they were all conceding height. This fella's about 6'3", 6'4".
The former Brisbane Bear can kick a goal, and I think 25 metres has gone against Strooper.
That's his second today he's given away.
So... a hapless David Strooper goes into the goal square, so this will be a goal. I write it down already. The opening goal in the final term to Simon Lures, who goes through the routine and pulls up the socks. Takes his time, a la Tony Lockett. And Lures just pops it through for a goal to the Bulldogs. An important one psychologically, Eric Freeman, at the start of the final term. They've got a break of 8 points over Glenelg, and we've played 4 minutes in the final term at Football Park.
Here's 2 goals now to Lures, and he's just starting to take control of that centre-half forward position. He has looked dangerous all day, but 2 25-metre penalties been costly against Strooper today. 1 goal to Wakeland and 1 to Lures.
Yes, Fritzy, but the umpires are penalising that sort of thing, but they're not penalising when you're caught holding the ball. I mean,
that was a dead set one, wasn't it?
Oh, that's ridiculous what they're doing there. That's just crazy. That's Mickey Mouse stuff, that 25-metre penalty for that. Yet a good, strong tackle is not rewarded. I just can't believe it. 2 in a row. Anyway, the ball is knocked away by McCulley. The game is in progress again. It goes out onto the half-forward line. The ball knocked away there from Lee. It comes out now in the direction of Brooks for Glenelg. Brooks going around in the circle, trying to set it up. He centres it down ground, but the mark is... He was heading for West, but the mark has been taken by Windsor. And that was a good mark by Ray Windsor. He tries to get around West. Look out, here comes Simons to lay the tackle, but he had enough pace, did Ray Windsor, to get away out of defence that time, bringing the ball down to centre field. Out the back, Rubinik's got the run of it for the Tigers. Rubinik now trying to get it away. Upset, though, by the tackling by Central District as the ball comes out to Cotton. Cotton giving it across to Cook, down to Lures. Went straight through the legs of Lures that time. Back in the contest is Cook trying to get it clear. They fall on top of him, and the umpire will come in and take a bounce at half forward. So it's an 8-point advantage to Central District. 90 points on the board to 82 for Glenelg. 13-12, 90 for Central District. 13 goals for 82 for the Glenelg Tigers. 8 points the difference, with Centrals in front, looking for their 15th win for the season. The ball coming across into the forward pocket, and it's close to the line. The umpire blowing the whistle. Which one's blowing the whistle? The boundary umpire is, and then the central umpire is saying throw it in the right forward pocket for the Bulldogs as they kick to the southern end goal in this final quarter. Currently have an 8-point lead in what has been an extremely tight game of football this afternoon. The ball taken at the side of the pack by Wind. It'll tumble through for a behind. So another minor score goes on the board to the Bulldogs this afternoon. They have a 9-point advantage right now, and we are coming up to the 7-minute mark in the final quarter.
Yes, you'd have to say that Central perhaps playing the better. They've added 6-3 since half-time to only 2-3.
Tightening the screws, the Bulldogs. They lead by 9 points. They've had most of the play in the final term up in their own attacking zone. Hammered onto the ground. Good play. It spills to Cookie. Looks up towards centre half forward, and the mark has been taken by Michael Wakeland. They're really having a look, aren't they, Fritzy? They're using the ball constructively as the players come to Tim Cook. And Michael Wakeland can kick his 5th goal. And early on really set it up for the Bulldogs. He's kicked 5 goals, 6. Fitzy's trying to signal that on his hand
4
throughout
goals,
the day.
6. 4 goals,
6. Thanks, Malcolm. As he's from 48 metres out, Michael Wakeland. He's kicked the goal for the Bulldogs. They're really stamping their mark on the game now. The top team seem to be riding out the 7th. 15 points to the lead. Central's over Glenelg. 7.5 minutes played in the final term, I should say. Central's 14-13-97. Glenelg 13-4-82.
Yeah, it's been very positive, Michael Wakeland, and Central are looking for him on every occasion. He's leading out well too, straight down the middle of the ground, and they're finding him with pinpoint accuracy.
Yes, and we heard those AFL scores go through a while ago from John Roman. It's quite interesting now. To the 5 games played in the AFL so far in this 19th round, the biggest margin has been 23 points in the Geelong Fremantle game today at Cardinia Park. 8 points Essendon over Collingwood, 8 points St Kilda over Hawthorn, 20 points Footscray over Melbourne, and last night 10 points North Melbourne over Richmond. So isn't it fascinating, this AFL competition right now? The ball after the bounce at centre comes out to Cotter, who gets the ball up onto the half-forward line, with the markers taken by Wakeland. Well, he really is a stylish player, this Michael Wakeland. Sorry, it's Damien Hicks.
They look alike. They look alike.
him.
The way he came out, he did. So the Michael Wakeland lookalike, Damien Hicks, has taken the mark on the forward line. So both looking very much alike from our distance here. But Damien Hicks, who's kicked 1 goal in the game, is lining up for his 2nd for the afternoon. So this will just about, well, not necessarily put the issue beyond doubt. It's still a long way to go, but it'll make Glenelg work very hard from here, because this goal, if it is kicked by Damien Hicks, will make it 21 points the difference. It's on its way. It's coming back, but not back far enough. And it's through for a behind for a 16-point advantage now to the Bulldogs. And that's the biggest lead I think they've had all day, Roger. The Bulldogs, Glenelg have been in front by that margin earlier on, but at the moment it's about the biggest lead Central Districts have had.
Yes, correct weight again, Malcolm. Central's 14-14-98. Glenelg 13-4-82. Now, this is about the time in the match that Glenelg have always come back. They came back late in the 3rd term. They've got the ball up towards half-forward. Hallahan has the opportunity. Potter's sweating on him. In goes Healy. Lees and supporting at half-back. And paddles the ball over towards Laird. Wonderful team defence. And the ball's passed over towards Cotton, but he drops the chest mark as he slid along the ground. Scott Lee just continued to motor out of the half-back area to support his teammate. And there'll be a bounce on the outer wing. Central's 14-14-98. Glenelg 13-4-82. The crowd in the sunshine on the outer. Roar their support for their respective team. As the ball goes onto the ground, it's knocked forward by Glenelg. They seem to have the numbers. Laird's out numbers, but he keeps going and knocks the ball over towards the boundary line. Now, was that deliberate? As he just fisted the ball over the boundary line. Maybe the umpire was unsighted. Boundary throw-in. Right half-forward on the outer side in favour of Glenelg. The Tigers down by 10 points. We're in the final term, and we'll go around the grounds. We'll go to Lindsay Backman at the parade.
We're at the 8-minute mark of this final quarter. It's Nord by 58 points. Nord 16-16, 112. West Adelaide 8-6-54.
And at Prospect, we're at the 5-minute mark, and we've got a game on our hands here. There's only 10 points the difference. And North Adelaide are 11-9, leading South Adelaide 10-5.
8.5 minutes gone at the Adelaide Oval. 80 points the margin. The Eagles 21-14, 140. Lead the Double Blues 8-12-60.
In the AFL today at the MCG, Essendon 16-14, 110 by 8 points over Collingwood, 15-12, 102. At Waverley, St Kilda 16-9, 105 by 8 points as well over Hawthorn, 14-13, 97. At the Western Oval, Footscray 11-12, 78 by 20 points over Melbourne, 7-11, 58. And at Cardinia Park, Geelong 16-10, 106 by 23 points over Fremantle, 12-11, 83.
You're on News Talk 891, 5 a.m.
Yes, and you're with the grandstand match of the day from Footy Park this afternoon, round 22 in the SANFL, and the Tigers are on the march. McGuinness has got the footy, thumped down ground he goes, but Ray Windsor, ever reliable back there for the Bulldogs, has taken the mark on the last line of defence. Well done, Windsor. umpire blowing the whistle and saying to Windsor that he must kick over the man on the mark. Well, I won't comment on that rule. I do it every week, and I'm getting sick of doing it. But anyway, I believe, Fritzy, that is the man's prerogative to do whatever he wants with the ball. Why can't he kick it out there?
Yeah, I can't understand that rule either. He should be able to go sideways. You're allowed to go sideways.
With a hand pass?
Yeah.
Why not with a foot pass? Anyway, here's Scott Lee. He's got the ball. So Windsor's kick didn't go very far. So Lee's got it. And he comes across now to try and set up the play here as he sends the ball down, straight down the ground, and he finds Harada. And Brian Harada has got another loose man coming past, and that's Pyman. Well done by the Bulldogs. They're starting to cut loose now and set up the loose man effect. Up it goes, and the mark taken by Damien Hicks. That's well done. A la Gary Ablett. That mark, that was a sensational mark by Hicks. He was trying to push the opponent away, and he's taken a one-handed mark on the side of his body, and that's brilliantly done.
A couple of rounds ago, Malcolm here in the curtain raise, he was marking Kluzak in the back pocket. Now he's a handy utility player in the right forward pocket.
That's right, and he's lining up for his second goal. He had a practice shot from this very same spot about 5 minutes ago, and he's lining up again now. So he'll make the distance all right in my calculation. Just a matter of him getting the straight kick off the boot here. Damien Hicks, it's on its way. It's going away to the left again. So you'll need to just correct that a little bit, take a little bit more of the right goalpost there. So a couple of misses, but it's a 17-point lead anyway to the Bulldogs.
And they've had the last 6 scoring shots here. A couple of important misses. I mean, if you take Wakeland's misses today, really, they could have been a long way in front.
Centrals have kicked 2-4 to Glenelg. No score in the 13 minutes so far in the final term. The Bulldogs by 17 points. Centrals still have the ball inside 50. Hand pass over towards Healy. 45 metres out. He's offline. Another behind. 3 goals straight. Centrals leads Glenelg at the 13.5-minute mark of the final term. And they really are applying enormous pressure on the Tigers.
Yes, they've got the ton up now. 14-16. That's a 3-goal margin. It's going to be difficult here for Glenelg because they've only kicked 2 goals in the second half.
Yes, and 30 scoring shots, 30 that is, for the Bulldogs, to 17 for Glenelg this afternoon tells a big story as well. But then again, Glenelg are rebuilding, and we have Central District now, who are the top team in the competition, and by the look of it now will go 15.5 wins for the season. At the moment, they're in front by 18 points. The game is not over. It's only at about the halfway mark in the final quarter. But Glenelg will need to kick the next goal and start to get some momentum going again. But at the moment, we see all Bulldogs attacking here. Not much action for Glenelg on the scoreboard. They haven't added to their three-quarter time tally. And we are heading for the 15-minute mark in the final quarter. And we're heading for Norwood Oval to get a score from Lindsay. Well, let's try Prospect Oval, James.
Yes, we're at the 9-minute mark here, and North Adelaide have just broken away to a 29-point lead. And North Adelaide are 14-10, leading South Adelaide 10-5.
It's the Eagles by 86 points at the Adelaide Oval, 12.5 minutes in, 22-14, 146. They lead Sturt 8-12-60.
At the parade 12-minute mark, it's Nord by 53 points, 16-17, 113, West 9-6-60.
Back at Football Park, a high tackle on Tim Cook, and the half-forward flanker will take the free kick on the grandstand wing. Potter remonstrating with Chigwidden as Cook with a left footer high towards half-forward, searching for Healy. Ball over the back. The race is on. It's led by Simons. He'll be pursued by White. Hand pass was clever to McCulley, who balks his hand pass and goes long off the boot. Didn't look because Arnold takes an unopposed mark on the grandstand wing. There are 3 Bulldogs lining up on the grandstand wing. So wasted opportunity for Glenelg as Arnold has a look and moves the ball towards his teammate inside the centre square. That is Reimers, wheels around, keeps it moving towards the outer side. The target is Lewis, battling with Strooper. Strooper flicks it over the back, looking for his teammate. Onto the ground goes the player Healy. The ball is knocked back inside 50 for Centrals. Diving hand pass from Simons. Racing away is Hallahan. Chips the ball inside the centre square. Into the square goes Morg. Tigers seem to have the numbers. Back pedal by Chigwidden. It's still in the centre square. Arnold backs his judgment. Gives the ball over towards a teammate. Healy, I think, is wearing a different number. He's got 36 on, and the ball's marked by Green on the outer wing. Central's a long ball towards half-forward. Out they come. Hicks almost. Yes, surely he's done enough. Play on, says the umpire. The ball spills towards the outer side. No, Healy's there with 51 on.
Reimers.
Thank you. The ball is on the outer side, and it's knocked over the boundary line near the scoreboard, which reads Central's 14-16-100. Glenelg 13-4-82. 18 points in favour of the Bulldogs.
Yes, Central just hanging in there. Really, they've had control in this last quarter. 6 scoring shots to 0, and one would expect that we're over halfway through the quarter, that Glenelg are going to go under again.
Yes, by the looks of things they are. And here's a free kick being awarded. The advantage is paid as the free kick was to Visca, who gets it out to Rubinick, who kicks onto the half-forward line. Out comes West, but he was outgunned 2-1. The ball comes to the front of the pack, and McGuinness, but he was under enormous pressure. Now the ball is picked up by Reimers. Reimers coming away out of defence, kicks away to the centre of the ground, where the mark has been taken by Schwert in opposition to McNamara. Schwert then goes with a hand pass to bring Reimers into the play again. Reimers chipping the ball nicely down ground for Lewis. In there is Strooper to make a contest of it. The ball comes across. McNamara tries to kick off the ground. Hallahan pounces on the footy, and the umpire blows the whistle for a bounce almost at midfield. So 30 scoring shots for the Bulldogs and 17 scoring shots for Glenelg. 18 points the difference, with Central District 14-16-100 to Glenelg 13 goals for 82 on the grandstand match of the day here at Football Park in round 22. Up to the 18-minute mark in the final quarter. Central District continue to pour on the pressure in this last quarter. The hand pass comes out to Green. Green down ground. Over the 50-metre line he goes. Up goes Wakeland. Wakeland now trying to get the hand pass out. It goes out to Cotton. Cotton now pushing in front. He's got the run of the ball. A snapshot by Cotton. Goal! And that will definitely seal it. Jared Cotton gets his second goal for the afternoon. And that puts the Bulldogs out to a lead of 24 points. They've got a 4-goal break now after they led by just 1 point at the beginning of this quarter. But the Bulldogs really have put the foot on the accelerator in this last quarter. And so far, they've held the Tigers scoreless.
Yes, played very well. Lewis just coming off with a dislocated finger and just having it put back in by the doctor, and Conway back up there. But a couple of opportunities up there for Central. They got a goal.
That's the 15th goal for the Bulldogs. 15-16, leading Glenelg 13 goals for. A difference of 4 goals in favour of Central District as we go to check scores in the other matches. Norwood Oval, Lindsay Backman.
15-minute mark, Norwood 16-17, 113. West 9-9, 63.
And at the Prospect Oval, we're at the 15-minute mark, and it's North Adelaide by 33 points. North Adelaide 14-14, leads South Adelaide 10-5.
3 goals in a row to Sturt at the Adelaide Oval, but they still trail by 68 points. The Eagles 22-14, 146. The Double Blues 11-12, 78.
You're on News Talk 891, 5 a.m.
Back at Football Park, the Bulldogs go forward again, and the mark's been taken by Wakeland at centre half forward. Passed off to him by Harada, but the setup, Fritzy was on the grandstand wing down in front of us again.
Yes, it was. And doesn't he lead well? He came straight down the centre of the ground. Early in the game, he was out wide for his leads. Now he's down the centre of the ground.
Lining up for goal number 6, Michael Wakeland from 45 metres out directly from goal. It's coming back with a slight breeze. It's another goal to Central's. Wakeland suddenly has 6 goals 6. At one stage, I think he was 1 goal 6. He has 6 goals 6. And Central's storming away in the final term. There's 16-16, 112. Glenelg 13-4-82 at 3/4 time. Central's by the point. They now lead by 30 points. 20 minutes played in the final term. Eric Freeman.
Yes, it's disappointing for Glenelg. You know, you look at some of their games this season, and they have gone down in the second half. They looked so good today early. They'd led 11-1 to 7-10, and you thought they'd come out after half-time fired up, but it just hasn't been there.
That's right. Well, Glenelg had a 15-point advantage at the long break, but now that's been turned into a 30-point deficit as the Bulldogs pour on the power in this final quarter. But Glenelg have got a chance here to get a goal back as we're watching James West take a good mark on the forward line for the Tigers, and he's lining up for his 4th goal for the afternoon. He'll kick from 40. The kick on its way, looking fairly good. I think that'll clear the pack, and it does go through for a goal to James West for the Bays. So that's the first score for the Tigers in this final quarter. They pull a goal back, but they're still trailing by 24 points as Central District goes 16-16, 112 to Glenelg 14-4, 88.
He's trying very hard, Jimmy West. He started off out at centre half forward, but then he was beaten there. He kicked a couple of goals, but he's gone down to full forward, and Ray Windsor has been playing excellently there. But it's pretty hard to cut off those leads, and that ball coming in just nice for him. But he's picked up 4 goals. Good effort.
Top team in the competition, Central District, in this round 22 contest today, leading by 24 points as the ball is bounced at centre. Comes out to Reimers, back to Cotter. Cotter now kicking across ground. It comes across onto the member's flank. Running with the football there is Chigwidden. Had front spot to take him on Potter. But 200 games up for the Glenelg Football Club this afternoon. The captain, Nick Chigwidden. And what's his tally? Close to 200 goals as well.
199.
199.
Pretty
Thank you,
close.
Fritz. And he could get. Will he get another one? That's the big question. To kick 200, his 200th goal in his 200th game.
They should have the bookmaker here, shouldn't they? Well, you can go down to the tab.
That'll be a trivia quiz question for the future, wouldn't it? Here's Green putting the Bulldogs back into attack. Up it goes there for the high-leaping Hicks that time. Off the side of the pack. Cotton's got the run of the foot. He needs support. Hand pass comes to Cook. Whistle blows. And the umpire says that was a throw. And the free kick will go to Simons for the Bays. He takes the kick. He chips away to McGuinness. McGuinness giving the hand pass back to Simons, who followed through well. And from the centre of the ground, Simons puts the ball out, but it's taken by Pyman, the overhead mark. On it goes to Windsor. Windsor across there to Cook. Loose ball picked up by Hallahan. That was a brilliant pickup by Hallahan that time. Gets it down to West, who's on the wing on the outer side. He's a long way from the forward zone. He's 80 out from the northern goal. He puts it out the front for Brooks, who took a dive at it but couldn't take it. Pyman's back in the contest again. Hand passes over the line, and the umpire says throw it in on the 50-metre line for the Tigers, who are kicking to the Lake End goal in this final quarter, but trailing by 4 goals. 16-16, 112 for Central District. Glenelg 14-4, 88. We are 23 minutes into the final quarter as we check scores in other matches to Norwood and Lindsay Backman.
21-minute mark. Norwood 17-17, 119. West 9-11, 65. A 54-point margin to the Redlegs.
And at the 20-minute mark of the final term, it's North Adelaide by 45 points. North Adelaide 16-14, leads South Adelaide 10-5.
21 and a half minutes in at the Adelaide Oval. The Eagles by 74 points. 23-14, 152. The Double Blues 11-12, 78.
And back at Football Park, another clever mark by Damien Hicks, despite plenty of opposition from Rowan Moore. And Hicks will kick for goal in the left forward pocket. It's virtually half forward, way on the outer side. He's gone outside 50 at the moment. The flags aren't fluttering. He's near the scoreboard, which told us a moment ago there's about 3,000 people here in the sunshine. And surely they've enjoyed this contest. Maybe not the Tiger supporters in the second half, but it has been a game chock full of interest as Damien Hicks from 45 metres out, acute angle, left forward pocket, goes up towards the goals. Wait on the goal umpire. It's slid across to the right this time, so Damien Hicks hasn't got his kicking boots on. By my calculations, he's kicked 1 goal 3, and he's continued the surge by Centrals in the final term, though. Fritzy has given them an option along with Wakeland, and they lead by 25 points.
Yes, he's looked pretty good there. He's taken a couple of good marks. He's just got to improve his kicking. 33 scoring shots. It could have easily been 24 goals today.
Yes, well, here they go again. Central District chipping the ball down ground to within about 30 metres of the southern goal. Across there was Heel, but the ball is stolen by Schwerter, who kicks a goal. Well done, Schwerty. There's another one going on the board for the Bulldogs, and that gives them a 31-point lead now as we go to the 25-minute mark. The 25-minute mark just ticked over as I gave you that score. So that's the 17th goal going on the board. Central District 17-17, 119 to Glenelg 14-4, 88. And that is a lead of 31 points to the Bulldogs.
Yeah, well, Schwert's been kept out of it today by the determined Rubenik. He's played very well on his wing.
So the game's starting to come to a close in this 22nd round as we go around the grounds to Norwood Oval and Lindsay Backman.
23-minute mark, 53-point lead to the Redlegs, 17-17, 119. West Adelaide 9-12, 66.
And at the Prospect Oval at the 22-minute mark of the final term, it's North Adelaide by 46 points. North Adelaide are 16-15, leading South Adelaide 10-5.
23 and a half minutes in at the Adelaide Oval. The Eagles 23-14, 152. Sturt 11-12, 78. A lead of 74 points.
And back at Football Park, a goal to Glenelg's Damien McNamara, and the Tigers get it back to 25 points. But in the final term, Centrals have kicked 5-6 to 2 goals to Glenelg, Fritzy, and they're cruising really now. The Bulldogs, they lead by 25 points. Centrals 17-17, 119 Glenelg 15-4-94. And we've played just over 26 minutes in the final term.
Yeah, 10-7 to 4-3 in the second half tells the story.
25 points then the difference again, but Central District not in any danger. They'll hold the top spot. It'll give them their 15th win, 15.5 wins for the season, Central District, as that time clock ticks away now. A lead of 25 points to the Bulldogs, and that time clock says nearly 27 minutes gone in the final quarter. So the Bulldog supporters listening to our broadcast out in the north will start to celebrate tonight, because and also the ones that are down here this afternoon will start to celebrate as well, because this is another 2 premiership points in the bag for the Central District Football Club here this afternoon. As a matter of fact, it gives them a double, because they convincingly won the reserve grade match by 83 points. And here's the league side going back into attack again with a 25-point lead, and a big mark has been taken by Conway on the forward line. Kicked 3 goals from memory last week, did Mark Conway. Today he's just got the 1 goal, but he'll line up now from only about 10 metres out from the southern goal. And it should not be a problem for him to kick this goal and restore a 31-point lead to Central District late in this final quarter. Almost 28 minutes of play gone in the final quarter. And Conway trots in, left foot's onto that southern goal and has drilled it. So there's another one. The 18th goal goes on the board for Central this afternoon, 18-17 to Glenelg, 15 goals for. And that is a margin of 31 points in favour of Central District.
Yeah, he's been sitting on the bench there for a while, but he got his opportunity, and when Lewis came off, he's up into that pocket there, and he's picked up his 2nd goal. Yes, last week he kicked the 7th, 8th and 9th goals for Centrals, and kicked 3 in a row.
10 goal scorers today for the Bulldogs. 18-17, 125. Glenelg 15-4-94. In the AFL today, Essendon beat Collingwood by 8 points, almost 80,000 at the MCG. Geelong beat Fremantle by 23. St Kilda defeated Hawthorn by 8. And the Western Oval, in a very important game, Footscray beat Melbourne by 20 points. And back at Football Park, the ball socket away by Windsor. He goes to centre-half back, and suddenly Wine with the crumbs goes along towards the outer wing. Healy gets the favoured bounce, races away from Visca. Visca butters up cleverly. Hand pass towards McGuinness. He's under pressure. Tackle is good by Cotton. Ball is with Central's Green. Hand pass going back towards Cook. Chigwidden getting in the way. Seemed to be dragged off the ball when he didn't have it. Umpire says yes. So Nick Chigwidden, the free kick on the outer wing position. AFL football tomorrow on 5am on ABC Regional Radio from 1:35, Adelaide v West Coast. Glenelg go forward, inside 50, hand pass over towards Hallahan, drops it at the vital moment, tackles by Pyman, ball spilling around at centre-half forward for Glenelg. In goes Cook, tackled, given a bear hug. Not holding the ball. My ball, says the umpire. Umpire 17, Craig Doddridge, bounced the ball at centre-half forward for Glenelg. In attack. The lake looks like a mill pond. You could water ski on it. It's a superb evening here in Adelaide. Central's 18-17, 125. Glenelg 15-4-94. We can virtually see all the way to Gawler, Salisbury and Elizabeth. Malcolm, as you said, they'll be celebrating up there again tonight.
Well, they should be, because Central District supporters will see their team well and truly contest the major round this year. They'll get the minor premiership the way things are shaping right now. The ball comes out. Harada's got the run of it, and it's socket over the line. I think it's skidded over rather than went out on the full. The boundary umpire agrees, and he says that it's out for a throw-in. Maybe he wants a bit of work to do down there to get himself limbered up in this game this afternoon. The ball thrown in from the boundary line, knocked back over the line. No, it wasn't. It was kept in play. Now Hallahan gives the hand pass out to Chigwidden, who gets a little kick away to Simons, who was under pressure. But just in the nick of time, he got the ball out to Bartlett. Bartlett's hand pass went nowhere. In comes Harada. They fight for it. Harada trying to get the ball clear. He does. Out it comes. Out of the pack to Jim Wind. Wind kicking around the corner where McNamara takes the mark for Glenelg on the 50-metre line. Late in the quarter now. Almost 31 minutes of play. We've had some long quarters here at Football Park today. Now, Damien McNamara lining up for the goals, but he's dropped this a little bit short. Plenty of players up. Nobody could mark the ball. Central District trying to bring the ball away from that back pocket position. Chris Pyman went in and grabbed hold of the footy, then walked out over the line with it, and that'll result in another throw-in down in the left full forward pocket for Central District, for Glenelg, I should say.
31 minutes played, and that is the margin in favour of Central's. McGuinness snaps on goal. I don't think it'll be a score. No, says the umpire, as the umpire heard the siren, put his hands in the air. So from that point on, there can be no score The final margin to Centrals. They stave off a determined Glenelg, who led by 15 points at half-time, but the Bulldogs take the points, winning by 31 points, 18-17. 125 defeated Glenelg 15-4, 94, and so the Bulldogs